A few weeks ago, I was happily sulking by my swimming pool. What do you want?
I just came by to see if there's something I can help you with.
I'm retired. My psychotic best friend shows up out of nowhere.
Nobody tells me what I want!
To torture me over mistakes I made over a decade ago. So you're back in the game? I guess.
Yes! Woo! Welcome back, man!
We're all professionals. We all know the score.
This is legit business. 401ks, tax returns, and all.
We're gonna move quick, and we're gonna keep cool.
My job, my score, get your own!
You are alone, you pathetic psychopath!
Those are group hugs out of the question?
Grand Theft Auto 5, coming September 17th, rated M for mature.
Well, I think it's a better time than never, fellas. The time has come. BGB and Bloody Thumbs podcast. Review, discussion, bullshitting of GTA 5.
Oh, yeah.
I know that it never came to fruition with BioShock Infinite, but hey, that's a flash in the pan. Who's gonna be talking about that later on this year? Who knows? Who knows?
We can still do a review for it.
Oh, we could.
Yeah, as I was saying, I mean, it's...
Well, since we're here.
But I think there is one review that we're a little late on that I think everybody really wants us to delve into. And that is, of course, Super Mario World. It's a little-known game, but it's got a cult following going. So how about we talk about that?
It's pretty revolutionary. Like the 16-bit graphics. Some good stuff. It's ahead of its time.
The advanced usage of incredibly racist depictions of Italians that somehow fly under the radar. Very good.
The use of the two buttons to jump and to move, it's a little too much for me to grasp, but it has a bit of a learning curve there. Yeah.
It's a fad. Don't worry. It'll fade into the background.
I don't know why I can't use the joysticks, but...
I tried plugging my 360 controller in there. It just won't work for some reason.
Oh no, somebody! Who's down?
Anthony did not enjoy this conversation.
No, he's rushing to go get the... there he is.
And he's back.
Super Mario.
Did that Super Mario the World discussion just drop you off the face of the planet?
Is there still life in this man?
I'm here.
Yeah.
My internet decided that it didn't want to work anymore.
Just like the U.S. Congress. Social satire. Social satire.
We'll continue on the subject. I mean, I always found the dichotomy between Mario and Princess Peach to be quite compelling. Quite compelling.
Dichotomy. Let me get my dictionary out.
It really is a surrealist portrayal of modern-day America, if you think about it. A woman who can't get past the stereotypes of her gender, and a man who continues to work without any added benefits, or really ever climbing up the social work ladder, if you think about it.
Oh, while riding on the back of a dinosaur.
Yes. How's your dinosaur working out these days? Is it insured?
No, it's not. I had to sell mine. The streets of New York are a little too dangerous for a dinosaur. A lot of dents. Somebody broke into the windows of my dinosaur the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. You should really go for the Chevy T-Rex. It really gets good mileage.
I see.
Well, he tried loading it up, and then it hit retry, and then he just lost it.
Oh God!
What's the sound effects when you need
it?
But yes, fellas, I guess out of the past, we're not going to talk about Super Mario World. I know that people out there are going to be disappointed here, but let's delve in here. I don't even know how to start this. I'm not a good host. I need a new mantle here. But GTA 5, folks, we're going to be talking about GTA 5. It's
You sure you want to do that with Christian here?
Well, if you need to step out in the GTA Online portion of this discussion,
he said GTA 5. He didn't say GTA Online as a massive.
I'm just saying, your thoughts on GTA 5 might be skewed now because don't you kind of hate it since you can't play the mode you want to play on it?
I tweeted that out, and Tag kind of talked me out of doing something I probably shouldn't do, which is, I guess grading Grand Theft Auto 5 or grading against Grand Theft Auto 5 for the failings of Grand Theft Auto Online, because he convinced me that they're two different enough games that maybe I should give them two separate reviews. Yeah, I mean, the only one thing I can't shake is they're packaged together. You can only play GTA Online if you have GTA 5. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Well, I mean, would you consider the DLCs different games, like the Lost and Damned and the Battle of the Gay Tony? Would you also consider it the different games, since they have different assets, but they're in the same world and essentially control the same?
Yeah, I would. I'd review them separately. I wouldn't. I don't know if.
Well, they're more like more like add-ons more than anything else. Like you could still, I guess, review the original game as it came out, but review them separately if it has that particular add-on there. It just kind of adds on to that game already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's what I would do. And it's just like I said, you can only play GTA Online if you purchase GTA 5. So I mean, I don't know. It's intended
hard
to be something separate. It's intended to survive long after GTA 5 has been released. So I don't know what. I might even change my opinion on the whole thing while we're doing this. So I don't know.
Just a quick question: has there ever been a game in recent history that has done this? That has had a single player portion they can play right out of the gate, but the multiplayer wasn't available until 2 weeks down the line or a certain amount of time down the line. That was not caused by.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's quite a few games that just came out and their multiplayer servers were just shitting the bed the first week or so. But I can't remember any game that came out with a single player and then release a multiplayer portion 2 weeks later. I think this is the first of that kind on consoles anyway.
I mean, hasn't there been a game that didn't come with multiplayer and they just kind of tacked it on as a DLC?
You mean
wasn't there Resident Evil like that?
Resident Evil kind of did it, yeah. That was Resident Evil 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe the
Spec Ops: The Line did it too.
The Spec Ops? Oh yeah, Spec Ops, because they weren't even developing the multiplayer. They had like a whole different team develop the multiplayer afterwards.
Yeah.
And like the single player team absolutely hated it.
Oh, they thought it was a fucking travesty. They were just like, yeah, this was originally supposed to be single player from the get-go. All the money and assets that we have for this game are being diverted into this multiplayer, which no one's going to play, and they were right. They was like, okay, 2K is great for funding us and doing this very ambitious title, but still, nobody's playing the damn multiplayer.
It was a shame because the single player wasn't that bad in that game.
Well, the single player is wonderful. The gameplay is kind of all over the place, but it's okay enough because I love the story out of that thing.
Any of you other guys played Spec Ops: The Line?
Have not.
You should.
Probably give it a go. I heard it, it's got a bit of a twist ending, or it starts to get, a little surreal.
It's kind of based on Heart of Darkness, so you can imagine how it's that and Walking Dead are the kind of games which are like, oh, I just kind of want to die right now.
That just leave you so far more depressed for humanity than you were everyone you started playing it.
Yep. It's like, you thought there was hope and joy? No, that's just silly. Hey, gentlemen, excuse me for 1 second. I need to go get something. I'll be right back.
All right. And in this short break, Late Thumbs Podcast is sponsored by AdamandEve.com.
This is where I put my testimonial. Adam, what? You said, what's Adam and Eve?
AdamandSteve.com.
Isn't that the people that sponsor your
my stream
every night? Yeah.
Yeah, AdamandSteve.com.
I could give you an Adam and Eve testimonial if you want.
Oh, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Delivery, great quality products. I'll shop again any day. That ID Lube is great.
If you subscribe at youtube.com/BigRedNY, free Benoit balls with any purchase of over $6 or up.
See, apparently if you buy $28 worth of stuff now, you get a Naughty Girl 6-pack.
Oh, what?
That's what I'm getting right here. That's the latest email they sent.
30% off chocolate syrup for your scrotum.
Oh, that would be a very interesting Denny's option.
Anyway, Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, chocolate scrotum. That's a very interesting DLC they come out for this one.
Oh man.
But actually, something I want to find out. What is everybody's how well acquainted are you with GTA? Are you a fan? Did you have differing opinions? Oh, I can see Boyce is definitely happy.
Yeah, I am a GTA fanboy through and through. So any opinion that I state about the series and the game are incredibly biased.
Yeah, I like to consider myself a Grand Theft Auto whore. Midnight release, 2 under my belt. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
Right. And for myself, I would have to say I loved the Grand Theft Auto 3 era ones, and I thought GTA 4 was a very big misstep.
I disagree with you there.
Yeah, well, that's great. You're wrong.
You're definitely not
okay.
What?
In what way? Let's explain.
Okay, I thought the Vice City 3 and San Andreas were all that sort of era. It was very tongue-in-cheek. It was very kind of slapstick comical. They didn't really try to be serious. Mm-hmm. And then with Grand Theft Auto 4, they have this very hypocritical gravitas that they're trying to have with Nico Bellic's story. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, this is a very serious story about the American dream being shattered as an immigrant comes to America. And you have him admitting that he's a monster for murdering children, and then 5 minutes later you're driving past the NASDAQ parody, the Boss Act. And I can't take the world seriously. It's like having Michael Corleone in Toontown.
I will agree that the way that the games are written now is something that I don't like in comparison to the original 3 PS2 ones. Because I think, Chris, I was talking to you about it like over the weekend at some point. Yeah. It just seems like GTA 3 was kind of like a dark comedy in a way. It was still they're just still trying to find their comedic legs, but the structure was there. And then Vice City and San Andreas were just like beautiful satires on American society and of the time that they took place in. And then GTA 4 and GTA 5, they take the jokes. They're not subtle at all anymore. They just slap you over the face with what they're trying to say about American society instead of being clever with it. And that's the main thing that I don't like about the writing in the games.
I mean, I was reading to him. We were chatting a bit this weekend, and I was reading to him one of the websites. I was keeping him up.
No, I'm saying I needed a bedtime story. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, yes, of course. But no, I was reading to him one of the websites. I think the one making fun of Scientology. You know, they have that fake that parody on. Yeah, Epsilon, and just like he said, the writing was very. What's the word?
On the nose.
On the nose, I guess it was. They laid it on thick.
Okay.
They kind of really missed the mark. I still like it for what it is. I still like the vision, but the writing is kind of because the team behind the Hausers. It's one of the Hauser brothers as he's the main writer, and then he has I guess a little cavalcade of people that get together and write. They're really trying to go for they're trying to get very Hollywood with the game, and they're not really that good at it. So I think maybe they need to take a step back. But everything else, the vision and where the direction you're taking it, I'm still really, really enjoying it. I mean, it takes me a while to get fatigue of the same sort of formula. Mm-hmm. So I'm still not really fatigued over the GTA formula. They can put out another one tomorrow, and I still.
Bells on at the midnight release.
They'd be able to put one up tomorrow, but they wouldn't be able to get the servers working for it.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Everything will be fine and dandy.
Nah, just don't make a character because you might not see it ever again.
Oh God! And that character creation, I might be going out of turn, but just damn it, that is one ugly ass character animation system.
You got to use the right fathers and mothers in there, and then try to make sure you finagle your way into the good genetics.
Again, it was interesting. I see what they were doing.
Yeah.
But I think people wanted to make their 460-pound, acrobatic. I don't know.
Are you talking
monkeys or something?
Saints Row?
Yeah. I think that's what people wanted to make.
Mm. I mean, Splinter was able to make a somewhat attractive character.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but
you almost have to trick the game into making one. Like they want you to have your character look like a crack addict who hasn't had sleep in 3 days. But if you just make an actually attractive character, it's like, Hey, wait a minute! You tricked us. Yeah, well, you deleted 4 of my characters, so that it's a done deal.
I was able to mess with the sliders enough to actually make a crack addict that looks like he hasn't had sleep in like 2 days only.
Oh goddamn!
So it doesn't look too bad. And I'll be the one here that just to say that I haven't had any character deleted.
Oh, congrats!
And I've been playing since day one. I'm one of the lucky ones. Yeah.
Fuck you!
3 characters.
You're getting the stimulus package for nothing.
I'm just saying. I got like $3 million in the bank. I've been playing since day one. Never had a
We've been
problem.
trying to get money off of them since.
Yes, we were playing yesterday, and I told him I'd slip them a grand here and there, but you can't even send money anymore. So.
The rich get
It's
richer.
quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
Spinner, what did you think about GTA 4? I don't think I ever really asked you.
Well,
when
GTA 4,
our
I guess
podcast
I kind of have the same sentiments. I mean, looking back on it now, there was a lot of too much satire going on, for just the building up around these characters, and just a lot of the kind of character inconsistencies kind of threw me for a loop a little bit, just looking back on it. But I guess at the time it was quite it was quite a big release. It was one of those much like this game, was very highly anticipated, and just playing it for the first few hours was just amazing. So it's one of those things where I guess you're caught up in the hype that you don't notice these kind of I guess minute things about the kind of the way that the story is structured, and just the way that they ended up how that ended up happening in retrospect. But
I mean, another thing that worked in favor for GTA 4, at least for my opinion on it, was the fact that it was set in New York, and I'm just a bit of a homer. Yeah, I just kind of enjoyed the treatment that they gave the city, just the little details and minutia. I mean, I think it's a different experience for someone that grew up in New York, or enjoys or loves New York. You can kind of, I don't know, kind of pull them at heartstrings in a bit.
Although I'm going to say this, that after seeing the love that they gave to just a small part of Los Angeles to make it Los Santos,
yeah.
In retrospect, I'm kind of disappointed with how small they made New York seem. The city as a whole. It's absolutely tiny in scale compared to Los Santos and actually like New York in real life. So, but for what it was, they got the landmarks right, and it, like Chris said, I guess because we're living here, just driving through for like the first 20 hours of playing that game, like, oh, I live right by this thing, and it kind of looks like where I live. I just shot someone on my own corner. This is pretty cool. Like,
I'm sure it's quite an experience for someone who's probably has lived in Los Angeles for a while now, getting to kind of experience some of the locales that are in that game. Just a lot of it is really well done. You can also just tell the attention to detail to almost everything. You're driving in a specific part of the city, you'll notice certain types of character models there that you won't see, like let's say on the beach. You'll just see a bunch of athletic people and muscle heads and all that. So it's a lot of attention to that really makes this kind of city more atmospheric and really pulls you in there.
Absolutely. There's actually I was looking this up in the trivia section of the TV tropes for Grand Theft Auto 5, and one of them was
TV tropes.
Yep. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy, but they also have some pretty interesting articles.
You never find a greater time sink other than Wikipedia on the internet. You go on to look up who starred in this TV show, and you wind up knowing everything about Saved by the Bell.
Man, I was just looking up the executive producer of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. How do I get to Joan of Arc? And one of them was like it's such an attention to detail. Like there was Jimmy, the son of Michael in Grand Theft Auto 5. He makes a comment like his mother actually slept with a guy who looked like Jesus on the beach. And there is a character model of a guy who looks like Jesus on the beach.
Yeah, it's Jesse. Yeah. He's one of the guys you could talk to.
I haven't encountered that one yet. I got to go down and talk to him and say, hey, how you doing?
There's this guy Jesse on the beach that he's obviously supposed to be Jesus, and he talks about how like his father's always banishing people and stuff, and he's always fighting with this other guy named Stan. And speaking of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, did you know that the aunt of Franklin in the game is voiced by the original woman that played Vivian?
No
original
kidding.
Vivian, yeah.
Is that so?
OG Vivian.
OG Vivian, yeah, the dark skinned one, not the 2 Nights light skinned one.
Yeah, I got you.
Definitely definitely some obscure actors in there as well. Like I don't know if it was you or Anthony who told me, Chris, but it was like I mean the kid who played the son is from all that. The
my man Danny Tamborelli.
Danny Tamborelli. I was my world changed finding out that.
just real quick, I may or may not be streaming this at the same time.
I'm watching. You sly bastard. I get emails. so guys say hi to Gypsy and Tag Gibby. I mean, this is an issue for Splinter. You're trying to make money off of their podcast.
Oh,
holy hell!
Listen. Like we said, we're no half measures. Okay, this is an extravaganza here. We're covering all the bases here.
You gotta have much of an archive as you can.
Things. We're full-assing both things.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, GTA 5 is the shit.
It is a significant improvement over GTA 4.
I mean, I don't want to go right back to GTA 4.
Mm-hmm.
But you are.
But I am.
For context, you know.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, because okay, I really loved GTA 4, and a lot of people, disliked it. But as I started playing GTA 5, I started to notice some of the problems that I guess I was a little too blind to notice as I was playing GTA 4. Those were the mechanics in the game. GTA 4 mechanics are kind of bad.
I mean, like
the shooting mechanics,
the driving, the shooting,
yeah, like
the 15 miles per hour in a car, and you hit a fire hydrant, and you go flying 50
everywhere.
Feet. Yeah.
So how about you just going 10 miles per hour and you have to drift like in a 15-foot radius just to turn around a corner?
The entire street is coated in soap. Just for you to.
It felt like it might as well have been. It would have made it more sense than just the basic driving physics in that damn game.
Oh yeah.
Actually, let's whoever's future mayor of New York covering the city in soap. Let's trademark that. Let's just bring it up to the mayor in the future. But
as if the traffic and the driving isn't bad enough as it is already.
Listen,
just to make things fun.
He was on a platform of cleaning up crime. We didn't mean he'd take it seriously. Another Marion Barry right over there.
Oh man. They improved it a lot. There's a lot of people that are hating on the GTA 5 driving mechanics, saying that they don't like it, that they'd rather have GTA 4.
No.
I say those people are insane.
Yeah,
stupid.
They're insane in the membrane. I mean, you have to appreciate how great or how much they're trying to do in this one game, and it's not going to be the best driving. I wouldn't say it's the best driving or the best shooting or the best of anything, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, on the scale of what they're building it on.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn good. Like I think someone else said about in a review I read, it said it's a game that doesn't revolutionize anything, but it perfects everything, or perfects a lot of things that other games have done already.
Yeah, it's like the drive mechanics. I think they definitely improved. They took the criticism. It's not the arcadey style of either Sleeping Dogs or Saints Row the Third, where it's very easy to control and really fun to do. It's actually a bit of a challenge to go swerving down a road and then immediately cut across, and you got to correct your course. Mm-hmm. But that being said, I don't know why they. I think it's like they improved the car physics and the car driving, and it's just like, you know what, we're making it too easy for them. Let's bring down the plane physics a little bit, and as well as the helicopter physics.
They just added a little bit extra turbulence where
it didn't need to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
you can still fly. I can fly it. It gets a little bit annoying when you're trying to land, but
it's still, I mean, in close quarters or when you're trying to make like a tight turn or a landing, it can get a little irritating because I don't think there's. I mean, I've seen helicopters before, and it doesn't seem like it's Michael J. Fox who's piloting the plane or the helicopter.
Oh my god, that's my joke. You're not.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll take that back.
It
doesn't seem like it's Ray Charles who's piloting the
helicopter.
Okay, fine. It doesn't seem like it's a heroin addict.
No, it's really wobbly. I prefer it's. I think one of the probably good things I'd say about GTA 4 is that the actual I actually found the mechanics in flying a helicopter a lot better than the car. But
flying the helicopter in GTA 4 was like driving a stick of butter. It was just so smooth and you could just I don't know. It just was so responsive compared to GTA 5. Yeah, well, you did in the Battle of Gatoni.
Yeah, but that was like 2 full stories of like I gotta find a body of water to jump over, or else I'm gonna smack dab right into some concrete.
I mean, you told me you didn't make a game out of going as high as you could in a helicopter, then trying to land in the lake in Central Park.
I refuse to answer that question.
Those trick jumping were great.
I don't want to actually admit how much I've tried to do that. Just like spawn a helicopter, go up as high as I can,
and try to land in somebody's
out,
pool.
Oops, that's not the lake. Like just like lands head first into a playground. Those children must have been scared out of their minds.
Big ass Russian man just dropping right down on the swings.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like the last thing Nico heard as he was dying from blood loss was the cell phone ringing with Roman calling up, like, Nico, let's go bowling!
Which I actually missed.
You missed the bowling and the cell phone calls?
I did not mind them that as much. Maybe it was me used to getting texts and calls out of nowhere. I think I guess it's I got used to it. I don't know.
I didn't find it irritating, but I would feel kind of bad every time, like Dwayne would hit me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the only time I feel bad is Dwayne.
Yeah, and I'm like, listen, I'm shooting an old lady. He's like, all right, I'll just sit here staring at the wall.
Every time he said no,
I'm like, God damn it, Dwayne!
He was committing suicide, like spontaneously.
Dwayne was like a big sad basset hound.
Hey.
Like, okay, you don't want to play, okay.
He's the only character in the game that you save, like when you have the choice to kill someone, that you don't kill him, and then you kind of wish that you did afterwards. not because he's an asshole, just because you feel bad for him. You want to put him out of his misery already.
It's like, listen, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, drink more alcohol, maybe do more drugs. I've never said this to anyone.
Maybe something like this will give him something to do, keep him occupied.
That just gives me the idea of like a Cheers-centered show in prison where it's like he goes back to prison and it's like, oh, hey, Dwayne, how you doing?
Yeah, everybody knows his name.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Sometimes you get arrested for first-degree manslaughter.
Oh, man.
But GTA 5, I think the characters are well-rounded. I think more so than in 4 and Lost and Damned and Battle of the Gatoni. I think this one definitely shows a better handling on making characters, not just archetypes and in some cases stereotypes.
So you're not on the suddenly popular Trevor was the only good character bandwagon?
No, I think Michael and Franklin were well-written characters. I don't think Franklin got that outstanding of a story, but I do like how well-rounded they all are, and they're not just one emotion. And the thing, I think why people love Trevor so much is that he is a wild card, and everyone loves the wild card character in a cast because you never know what he's going to do, and he's crazy. And fortunately, you can go really, really wrong with the wild card sort of writing. But I thought the Hauser and the entire writing team really got his character done very, very spot on, and where they gave him enough vulnerability and enough kind of weakness to his character, not to just make him seem like, I don't know, like Deadpool. Like he's not just like this guy going around giving smart ass comments and being funny the entire time. Like he actually has kind of these moments of real emotional distress almost. And,
I think go ahead.
No, I agree. I mean, oddly enough, I felt kind of bad for Trevor. I don't know if anyone else agrees with me.
I didn't feel bad for him at all. I told you many times that he was my least favorite character. Or not my least favorite, but the one that I couldn't connect with at all.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't.
Much of manipulative dick at times.
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay, it's because the reason why I felt bad for him is because he was the one that was ride or die, I guess, so to speak. I mean, he was all for his friends. I mean, not so much, Wade and Ron and some of these other guys that he later developed Trevor Phillips Industries with. But I mean, he really took it to heart when Michael and when he thought Michael died, and when what was the name of the other guy? Brad.
Yeah.
When Brad died, I mean, he just didn't move on.
Spoilers.
And I don't know. I felt it was spoiler alert.
It's in the damn prologue. it's like if he's not in the main game, there's a chance he might not be coming back.
Yeah,
what happens in the first prologue. It's like, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get to a hospital in time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I because he didn't just move on. He held it with him for years. I don't know. It was just, and also seeing the ending. I know there are various endings, and I guess we'll get to that later. And there's one ending involving him, and I don't know. I sympathize with him. I mean, just in that aspect. Yeah, he's like he doesn't know any better in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to gauge him there because he's just so out there, and you never know what to expect with him. He's doesn't give a shit about anything. But I could see what you're saying there. Like I think I could take that. And also add, I guess he's one that hasn't moved on, and everybody else has. I can get some sympathy over that.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't really. I mean, most of the characters were really well written, but I found it pretty hard to. It probably was intentional, but it's hard. It's really hard to like any of them because they're all they're all in it for themselves. Some of them are, and they're not. And I think this is also an interesting take on these characters. Like they don't really reward any of these characters for doing anything. It seems like most of what they do ends up either biting them in the ass or really gets them nowhere. To be honest, I mean they get cash, but like the relationships they have and just the status that they're in, it doesn't seem to really change. They seem to it's a pretty interesting take that they don't really kind of glamorize anything they really do. They all just kind of end up repeating the cycle, and it's always going even worse for them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I think that this is a step forward from what they tried. I think they tried to do that in GTA 4, where no matter how hard Nico tried, just the shit just kept piling up more and more and more. But Nico seemed like such a downer. It was such a depressing story. But in this one, I felt they hit a good spot where you get characters that aren't depressed 24/7, but there's some consequence to their actions, and it's not, when they pull off a heist, it's not like, oh well, they all hail the master thieves, and they're balling now, and then they have all this money, and they're living the life now. There's consequence, there's repercussions to what they do, and life doesn't necessarily, like, they take a step horizontally. They don't take steps forward throughout the game. I mean, you will oddly you'll like Claude, you'll like Ty and Vercetti and CJ, like you'll genuinely like them because again, back then it was kind of cartoony, but now these characters are more, they're more anti-heroes. They're real anti-heroes. Nothing really good happens, and it's more human like Splinter said. So I think
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
I was thinking it's just funny just playing the game and playing each different protagonist. In one way or another, they're all self-delusional. Yes. Where it's like Michael thinks he can not only can he sort of balance out both aspects of his life of being a family man as well as kind of being this guy to go back to bank heists, but this idea that he can go back to the bank heist and then not have repercussions for kind of screwing over his family by doing it. Franklin's self-delusional in thinking that he can just kind of get away from his roots and no ramifications to happen upon him, including his friends growing up. And then Trevor is self-delusional incarnate.
he's just crazy.
We gotta remember here that Trevor is constantly strung out on meth too. So
yeah. He's always sniffing something or eating somebody. Oh no, he's just not right in it. I mean, and also Franklin's delusional in the fact that he feels I guess white collar crime, if you could even call it.
Is the way to go. Yeah, it's like stepping up in life.
Yeah, it's even more legitimate than gangbanging and
legitimate business.
401ks and that shit.
That's just in the first mission, doesn't he?
The voice actor for it, he's great. Some of the lines he delivers, I'm trying to come up with one, but the way he says them are just they crack me up.
There are some great lines in there, but I can't say them because I'm white. So
I mean, and really, the guy that comes out the best in all of this is Lamar Davis. He's sort of almost like what we're all thinking. Almost he points out the hypocrisy in pretty much all three of the characters. I mean, he's constantly nagging Franklin about how. I guess he doesn't necessarily say that this new life of crime is any better, but he's kind of putting it out to him that he's a bit delusional, and he has that. There's that one mission where you're driving upstate, and it's just Trevor and Frank and Lamar talking. It was some of the best dialogue in the entire game.
Yeah, because what happens is that the way the characters worked out, it was kind of like, because people were saying, especially the people that are writing articles about how Trevor's the only real character in the game. Their main point of contention was that Franklin never really develops as a character, and he doesn't really have a personality that you can get in touch with.
Yeah.
But I think Franklin was written, and you start as Franklin for a reason. In the first, after the prologue, the first legitimate mission, you start as Franklin, and you play as him a lot in the game, because I think he was kind of written as the old GTA protagonist, who's he's kind of like the person you see the game through, the other actions and events in the games, and he's
almost like the blank slate.
Yeah, you're along for the ride. You're just kind of going along with everything that Trevor and Michael are doing and bring you into. I think he's kind of like the character, and then Lamar's the foil who questions everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say that that Franklin is more than just a blank character. I think he's the straight man of the group. Definitely kind of just seeing everything and kind of pointing things out calmly to, even when Trevor and Michael kind of go at each other's throats, he's the guy who's breaking it up. And he actually does develop a little bit towards the end, and in terms of kind of realizing, even though you don't maybe want to be captured in the same life as the people that you grew up around, you still can't forget your family and friends who are there.
Yeah.
And, I don't think his arc is as huge, I think, as Michael and Trevor's in terms of the ending, but I think it's a lot more personal than I think both of theirs.
Yeah, because in the end, Franklin just wants to get paid.
Yeah.
Out of everyone else. Yeah, Michael's trying to win back his family. Trevor's trying to do whatever the hell Trevor's trying to do. Franklin just wants to get paid. He just wants to have paper so he can move out,
He wants a legitimate business of running a meth.
He turns and all that shit.
He wants to work. He wants to build up Trevor Phillips' industry. I mean, really, what do you guys think is Trevor's motive, if he even has it? Like, what could his motive possibly be?
Chaos.
Chaos? You think
just straight up chaos?
He's just a dog chasing a car.
Yeah. He wants the unattainable, and when he gets it, he's bored of it, and he wants to go on to something else, and very much so for, I think, almost all the other characters. But for him, if it doesn't cause distress to someone else, then it's not worth going to.
I mean, don't you think he almost has some, ideals or morals in a way?
I think, though, I think at most he has some sort of a death wish.
A death wish? You think a death wish?
Because everything he does is to put himself in danger. Like, when the Chinese guy comes over and you're trying to make the meth deal with him, and he winds up going with the other family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What kind of sane person would go and destroy the other family's meth lab while they're all at home, pretty much shooting at him?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it's not danger to him. Maybe he doesn't perceive it as danger.
Maybe he just has absolutely no concern for his own life. Like he doesn't danger doesn't really register on some level in his brain, and then he just continues to do it anyway. Like he can understand danger in theory, but in practice it's just whatever. I'm just gonna do whatever I want, and
the meth has eroded that part of his brain completely out of function.
As a wise man once said, cocaine is a hell of a drug. And I do like the fact that in GTA 4, it was all about kind of the traditional sort of crime syndicates and the different gangs that you had there. Like you had the triad analogs, you had the mafia, you had the motorcycle clubs, and then in this one, it's all about it's more about the government, where you have the infighting between
the white collar crimes.
Yes, yeah, and it's all about kind of the infighting between all that, and it feels like it's taking it to almost like the foil of kind of the low ground, dirty crime. It's now the kind of clean, planned out heists and terrible, terrible crimes that even the government carries out. And it's just an interesting, I don't know, different kind of take on crime, and the fact that we now kind of see bankers and the government in kind of a negative light that I don't think, currently right now, if we can see the government shutdown and the foreclosures and the bailouts, as I don't know, it's going to maybe negatively impact our view of the government as much as not as much as, but kind of similarly to the Vietnam War, just how we're disillusioned with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you mentioned that because I kind of felt that way about the way the FBI is portrayed in this. I mean, I've always thought, I guess, not really thought about it, but I just took the FBI as, a very legitimate organization that's just kind of doing its thing, in a very clandestine manner. But in this, you just see, it can be just some dudes that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Trying to justify their budgets.
Yeah, people just almost departments within departments working within themselves, but with no, they've kind of lost sight of, I guess, what their original purpose was, which I guess maybe was spying on people. But I don't know. I thought that was interesting. So
since we're talking about, I guess, a little bit on the take on the FBI. I was about to say FIB. I've been playing too much GTA. I'm already calling it FIB. So
I'm just gonna log on to Life Invader right now. Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta check my friend's request. I think I got Nico on my friends list here, waiting to accept his request. But how did you guys feel about the kind of the social commentary in this game? I felt that it was not as heavy-handed as it was in 4. I think there's definitely a lot of it that you can kind of gather. And that some of it was pretty in your face, and some of it was pretty subtle, especially with the interactions between characters, and just from the obviously from the way that they went ahead and handled the internet on that game.
Yeah, I think the subtle stuff like the websites and the Life Invader, and just the random things you'll hear here and there, were pretty good in terms of not being too in your face and were pretty hilarious. But I think there was also some commercials and some news announcements, things like that. They just kind of slapped you in the face with the social commentary, and that's when those are the ones I didn't like.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a step down in general. I don't know, it just didn't quite do it for me. All the little extra bells and whistles, all the all the websites and the TV shows, and some of the. I mean, talk radio is still great, but I guess just the satire. I don't know if maybe it was a little too much, or if it just kind of missed the point. I thought it wasn't as subtle as it was before. It didn't really gel with me with this one today. So.
Can we at least all agree in a group, no matter what GTA game we're playing, Laszlo is not funny, and I hate that character so much. He's like. There's a point where he's like satirizing himself, like, I'm not funny, I'm just a weird sex addict, and then I'm like, yeah, you are. Why are you why?
For 4
why are you even?
For 4 and 5, I will agree with you completely.
Yeah.
For GTA 3 and Vice City, for Vice City, he was just kind of the host of V-Rock, and he just kind of said some funny things.
Yeah.
But GTA 3, his Chatterbox Radio. Was the thing I listened to by far the most. And I don't know, I can't say if he was funny or all the guests that were funny on it, but I absolutely loved him in GTA 3.
I mean, which GTA was it where there's a specific skit where he's interviewing some like Hispanic guy on the street, and he's like, Laszlo, it sounds like a clown. It sounds like a clown's name.
That was in 4, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah. I thought that when he was in that one, where he was, I mean, basically he went out on the streets as if to go do a show.
Chatterbox.
He thought he was, he thought he was, people would actually recognize him, but no one knew who the hell he was.
Sorry, not Chatterbox, Integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah.
That I thought was hilarious. I thought that was pretty funny. But
just the one guess on GTA 3 will always make me love Laszlo. I'm forgetting his name, but the karate guy.
Hiya!
Yeah, I will not chop this desk into 2 half desks. Hiya! Laszlo, I think I broke my hand and my fingers all bent the wrong way. Laszlo, look here, Karate Kid.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was.
Cease to crack up.
I thought it was
you know
interesting
what,
that they did that. That they added him in the game. I think.
He was actually part of a cutscene. Yeah, he didn't look anything like I expected him to look.
No, that's what he. Yeah, that's what he really looks like in real life. I mean, I like.
He looked like a really fat Steven Seagal. So he looked like Steven Seagal.
I was gonna say, is there such thing as a fat Steven Seagal? I thought that was just.
Maybe that's what I'm saying.
Steven Seagal, shall we say?
Fat Steven Seagal, aka Roseanne Barr.
That's probably why.
How awesome would the GTA game be if we had Roseanne in there?
It would be insufferable.
DLC.
I hate Roseanne Barr.
He switched between her and John Goodman.
Oh God!
Oh man!
Can John Goodman be playing Babe Ruth having a heart attack the whole time? Then we have a deal.
I tell you, I would want Maurice Chavez to come back from Vice City. I don't care. Like, he's probably 70 in terms of like when the game's taking place, but I wouldn't care. Just like, I love you, you Spanish bastard.
No, I thought all the stuff that Laszlo did up until 5, I thought was pretty good stuff. I always wanted to listen to his radio show on there, and I thought 5 was a little bit of a step down. I think they went a bit too far with just satire to make fun of him and stuff like that. And it didn't really do it for me on that one. But before then, I love listening to those radio shows he did, and just. In each game it developed, like there's always some type of storyline going on with him on why he was on, on a certain radio show or a different radio station, and you see the kind of the evolution of even his own character, which most of the whole series you never see, in an actual cutscene up until 5. So I guess I have a soft spot for him because he used to do a radio show I used to listen to, and he does some podcasts here and there. So I definitely. As a radio host, he's pretty good on and off GTA.
Then he's always the most prominently featured host in the games because he was the radio for the games for at least the first 3. He was the one that helped record all the stuff. He bought all the licenses for the music and everything like that. He was the producer.
He did a lot of writing.
He wrote them, and he actually had all the master tapes in his Long Island home, and he had to save them from Hurricane Sandy last year.
Yeah. Also, I guess I wanted to bring up one other thing here. This is kind of off topic here, but I wanted to get your guys' take on this.
No such thing, Splinter.
Yes, I know. With you guys, no. There's no such thing. I mean, just looking back at all the GTA 5 covers, what is it with Rockstar always putting in like a hot female chick on those covers, and then they're never in the game?
Because the game will obviously not sell unless there's a hot woman on the game. It's like... Grand Theft, whatever. Oh, there's a hot woman in a bikini. I need to buy this.
It's misogynist. That's what it is.
Oh God, don't
open
up that can of worms.
You gotta get Anita Sarkeesian on this.
Did you guys get
on the case?
Well, that's actually 2 games. Well, one game and an expansion where the woman that was in the promotional posters that was actually in the game, and the first one was GTA 3 with Misty. Mm-hmm. And then the woman in the promotional art for Battle of Gaytonia is Joni from the nightclub.
Yes.
So.
But not Jessica Chobot in GTA 4.
No, not her in GTA 4, and not
Sadly,
this Kate Upton looking girl.
If they had Jessica Chobot, I would want them to reinstate the sex game minigame that they cut from GTA San Andreas. Like, come on, I know Rockstar, put it in DLC. You don't need to rate that shit. Come on.
See, did you ever mod your game to play Hot Coffee in San Andreas?
I have not. No.
You not?
No, I've watched
Did
many
anybody
a video
here?
with the lights off, but no. I haven't.
I've seen footage. It looks like CJ's fisting whoever his girlfriend is. The way that his penis is rendered.
You could tell that it wasn't ever finished, and it was very crude. But someone on the PC version did their best to try to complete it.
I see.
I had that mod back when I was.
That's a very
15,
lonely
16,
man.
Yeah.
I won't judge. I mean, the very first mod I installed when I had Skyrim was a nude mod.
Oh,
So,
well, of course. How else can you reenact Game of Thrones without everyone being half naked?
Well, that and the Macho Man Dragon mod.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, and there's also another woman in the promotional posters that's actually in the game. The Hispanic officer they see in GTA 5 promotional,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
like in the loading screen.
Arresting the love fist stuff.
Yeah, Officer Vasquez. She's you have to kill her in one of the GTA Online missions,
Really?
Like how that ties in.
and you can find her on the police radio in single player.
And
I wouldn't know. I didn't get that far because I got the characters deleted and all. It happens.
Oh boy.
like when I can enjoy 5 minutes of GTA Online, we haven't really gotten to the missions yet.
GTA Online.
I
So
don't know-
GTA 5.
I was gonna say I don't know if you want to read chat real quick, but Tag came up with a suggestion that if they ever have a GTA game featuring a female protagonist, then they should have a hot dude on the cover.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Why not? Sure.
To be honest, this is just my genuine feeling. I think Rockstar has difficulty writing characters who are maybe out of their wheelhouse. I think they did a pretty abysmal job with gay characters for GTA 4 and Lost and Damned, where they treated them basically like cock-hungry maniacs the entire time. And I've got family and friends who are gay, and they're only like that 90% of the time. I want to see the 10% where not. And I also don't think they write very strong female characters either. Like the
Not really.
no. And maybe they just like not they all. I was looking at the writing staff and it's all guys. So
you makes you wonder why.
yeah. But then like I'm looking at other games like the kind of main contender, which was Saints Row 4, and from my perspective, they were fairly well written female characters and very well rounded in more places than one. Hi-oh! Hey!
Yeah.
I just completely
Shondy.
ruined my credibility. with
Shondy.
that. Yeah.
And Viola, let's not forget.
I'm a Kinsey man myself.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean,
she's a freak.
I loved her romance scene in Saints Row 4. It's fairly
That was
simple.
I don't even know if it clocked in at 10 seconds. It was,
Didn't need to. She
it was
was
like,
down for it.
want to fuck? Sure.
She jumps on you. That's it. That and was the robot are the best.
Oh, Eddie.
The floating
Oh,
figure.
no.
Better than anything in Mass Effect. Romance
Has been
between you
designed
and
to
Sid.
sexually ravage you.
Oh, one of the guys on the chat, Illustrated Dio, he mentioned Michelle Rodriguez would blow his mind as GTA protagonist. That
wouldn't be bad.
wouldn't be bad.
I think she'd fit in.
I think I would suggest like maybe in the future maybe having Vin Diesel be one of the characters, but I don't think the volume on my stereo registers that low in terms of like the baritone. It would just sound like an earthquake going by. It's like
You're gonna have to
down the
get used to
hatches,
him.
mama.
He's gonna be in like every movie in the next 5 years, Marvel and otherwise.
Oh, he is?
He's gonna play one of the guys in Guardians of the Galaxy, and they say he's gonna have a role in the Avengers too.
What?
He's gonna be Riddick.
And then he's doing some other project with Marvel. That's like
Got
new.
Fast 6.
Well, yeah, they've already signed him on for Fast 6
And
through 8.
Pacifier 2.
It's not a terrible movie actually. I've watched it. Yes, I saw it on USA one day. It isn't a highlight of my life, but
Was it during the April Fool's event during Netflix's April Fool's celebration where it had like the random genre like suggestions like,
I didn't
Macho
see
Men
that.
who are like babysitters and like it has Dwayne Johnson and Hulk Hogan and Vin Diesel in their respective movies?
I actually didn't see that.
Oh, it was fantastic. I suggest you check it out because they had like the best categories for the most asinine groups you could ever think of for like watching a movie. It's like I like to watch a movie about the Loch Ness Monster, but not taking place in Ireland. They'll probably have it up there. Just like, oh, look, there's one. Loch Ness Monster invades New York. Okay.
Was Tyler Perry
Is that a
movies one of the
movie?
categories?
I would genuinely scroll through like it doesn't even say like suggestions like sci-fi and fantasy movies like and violent crime movies, and then like the one below is just Medea. You know, that's all you need.
That's its own category.
And it's still under Star Trek, the 2009 reboot for it. I can't believe Tyler Perry was actually in that movie.
Someone had to be the judge.
Yeah, it should have been Carl Urban. That would have been a great crossover for Dredd.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I don't know how the hell I'm going to segue back into this, but GTA 5.
I mean, I'm just going to leave it up to Splinter. Let's see how you.
The man of the segue. Well,
I was actually going to ask. Oh, go ahead. You
are just gonna
go ahead, sir.
Well, I was just gonna say, what did you guys think overall? I know this is kind of I guess the only first time we've ever seen this type of mechanic implemented in a game like this. But more of the switching mechanics. Any thoughts on that, or any fun stories you've had switching back from one character to the other?
I mean, in terms of being in the missions, I loved it.
It was
especially the first mission you do all three, I think is the best.
Which one's that one?
When Trevor flies Michael in to extract the Hispanic guy from the IAA building, and then Franklin is sniping from whatever he was. Franklin was sniping from the other building. Switching back and forth, sniping the people out.
Yeah.
I think most of my best moments are switching back to Trevor.
Yeah.
Because with Franklin, it would be like he'd be leaving his house, or he'd be like petting Chop. And with Michael, it'd be like he'd be hanging out with his family, or he'd be like leaving a store. With Trevor, it's like he's
beating off.
He's like in the bathroom beating off, or he's like drunk on a mountain, or he's being chased. Like, one of my favorite is that I switch back to him. He's in a 3-star level chase from the police, going, "Officers, you got it all wrong. He was dead when I found him."
You know what? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you know which was my best Trevor? I guess switch.
No. What was it?
I don't know if you guys ever gone through this, but I switched to Trevor once, and he was on the highway in a Faggio with a scooter buddy.
You know that was actually a reference to a popular YouTube video, right?
It was?
Yeah, there's I forgot who made it, but there's a commentator on YouTube who had this video back in 2007 or something like that.
Yeah.
Where he was just riding around online on a scooter. He's like, "Hey, scooter buddy, come on, scooter buddies!" And Rockstar saw it and put that in as an homage to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Scooter Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, you switch to him, and he's following another guy in a Faggio, and if you just keep following him, Trevor just keeps mentioning how they're Scooter Brothers.
Yeah, I'll link it in the chat real quick if you guys haven't seen it.
That was my favorite one, just because it was just ridiculous. But my scooter buddy got ran over by a car. We were driving 5 miles an hour on the highway, so it was inevitable.
Accidents happen.
I do like the fact that you can change perspective and go into something completely new, and it does really make you, I don't know, it gives you a little bit more distance between yourself and just looking at the characters and making you think, okay, this is their story, it's not really my story, and I'm just kind of a spectator watching it all.
Yeah. Did you ever have 2 or 3 of the characters meet up with each other while playing?
Calling and hanging out, or just randomly seeing them?
Randomly seeing them.
Oh,
well, not
no,
randomly, but kind of coaxing the system so that they wind up in the same place.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that. I never actually bumped into him unintentionally, but what I did was if I wasn't able to figure out where I was and do the waypoint on the other character, I would take a picture of where they're at right now and switch back to one of the characters and then look up the picture on the pause menu, set the waypoint to that, and then drive over there. Most of the time they'll be there, so they'll just walk into each other, start making a little small talk here, and also did that other thing where you follow them around and they just knock you out.
Yeah.
And either that or just killing them and then getting a text from them to pay their hospital bill.
Yeah. What was it?
Well, definitely good moments there, and I guess if you look at it this way, this story is more kind of. It does have 3 characters, but I see it as more of Michael's story, because if he hadn't done what he did earlier on in the game, I don't think any of this might have happened. Like the part where you're chasing the
tennis coach.
The coach, the tennis coach, and then the great segment where you hook the hook the chain onto the back of the car and just take that whole apartment complex down, that condo. That was a great moment, just seeing the destruction. That's the Battlefield 4 engine at work right there.
Yeah. the missions that they did in this one would really impress me because, GTA is a great game. We've been playing, was it like 9 of them at this point?
Yeah.
But pretty much the mission structure is fairly basic. You drive somewhere, you shoot something, or you fly somewhere and you shoot something, or you grab something and then try to drive it back and the cops are chasing you. And every mission is kind of built around this mechanic and done, I guess, in kind of creative ways, like you might be chasing a train in GTA 4. But I think this is the first one where they really stepped out of their comfort zone and you had a lot of missions that seemed like they belonged in games that were in GTA. Like the mission where you infiltrate the animal testing facility and you're kind of doing the scuba diving and then you use the plasma cutter to cut open the pipe and then swim through. That was one of my favorite missions just because it was so different than it felt like more of a James Bond type of mission than something you see in a GTA game.
Yeah, each mission was always different. You never knew what to expect, and each characters will have certain missions that are, I guess, akin to what they're about and their skills. Like you said, just a lot of missions that you wouldn't expect to see in a GTA game. Like just a lot of stuff that you just expect more. You'd expect, I guess, more shooting involved, but it's just if it goes as simple as just being a janitor simulator pretty much in one of those missions where you're just mopping up the place.
Yeah, that was fairly fun.
It was fun.
It was challenging because they give you the choice. They give you the choice of skydiving in from the roof or being a janitor. As soon as I saw you could be a janitor, I chose that instantly.
That would have been great if they knew that it might not have been the most exciting moment in the GTA franchise, so they have superimposed text just coming out of the screen Mondo clean. Oh yeah,
that's something Saints Row would do.
Double 409.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't take it any farther. I mean, maybe they should have, I don't know, had a toilet spillage or something, or someone shitting their pants, or someone vomiting, or some that's very classical GTA. But
maybe
it was
maybe an old GTA would have done that.
Yeah, but I mean, dare I say, this GTA had the best missions out of any GTA. I mean, specifically the heist missions, I guess, maybe were the
heist missions were the
best thing about the game
for me.
I would agree with you that somehow Rockstar had the uncanny ability to create beautiful set pieces in a world that there is no set pieces.
Yeah.
Because it's an open world, you can explore all these places anytime you want, but they still somehow crafted the missions in a way where it seemed like something you'd see maybe in Uncharted, like specifically the mission where you shoot at the spoilers. You shoot at the jumbo jet and it's crashing and you're following it with Trevor on the bike.
Oh yeah.
And it's in front of you and you just see the wreckage and then it explodes and everything. That's a beautiful mission. Mm-hmm. And just to think that they did that in a dynamic open world is pretty crazy.
I have to 100% agree that it's amazing, although I don't think it had as much of an impact as I thought it would. For instance, out of the entire game, there's maybe a total of 4 to 6 heists.
Yeah.
And the problem is that you don't use all the characters you have.
No.
When you meet other characters or you hire them for the job, but you only get to use them 2 or 3 times before each of them every single time the game is before the game is over. And you can't really re-go and do new heists. All you can do is kind of replay the old heists that you've already successfully completed. And this may, I don't know if this is nitpicking because the heists are great. I just didn't feel that there was a lot of them to justify the system of recruiting people for the team. It felt.
I wouldn't say that's nitpicking at all.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that there was only 6 heists total. Because the mechanic is so awesome, you can choose what you want to do. You can choose your partners for it, and then you can assign people to do different things.
Or smart, the quiet way in, or the loud and dumb way.
And then 3 of the heists don't require a lot of planning, and then the other 3 are awesome, but it's all over too soon. I figured the last mission should have been planned like a heist, without spoiling it. If you chose that specific option, it should have been planned like a heist.
Option C.
Yes, option C.
Yeah.
They should have let you go instead of it kind of all ended too quickly. You kind of just went and did the deed with each one of the characters. It should have let you plan it out. Like, you gonna get him, you take him and do this, you kill this guy this way,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would have been a creative way to go about it. But I did like the the way you went about actually switching from each character to finish those missions, I would think that they would actually. Originally, I thought they would actually the AI would take care of it themselves, but once you finish one, you just switch back to the other, and then they're on their way to that location, so you don't have to really drive too far off to get to that location where you need to finish that mission. Which was pretty
did everyone
nice.
choose option C here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part.
I'm the only one that didn't.
You monster.
He's a monster.
So, how does it feel to not have a soul?
Listen, I have very good reasoning, but I won't say it here because of spoilers. And then
By not having a soul.
Once I learned my folly, after I saw the consequences of what happened. I went back and replayed the game within the next 2 days to right what I had wronged.
Yeah, I haven't seen the two other endings yet, but I just only seen C. But I do like the aspect of you being able to. I mean, unlike Saints Row, which I always thought they should have added it, but with GTA 5 it was great that they added the just being able to go on to the pause menu and pretty much replay any mission, and even the side quests and the Strangers and Freaks missions. That's always great to do.
Well, they tested the waters with that with the Battle of Tony.
Yeah. And I mean the checkpointing for this is a lot better as well from 4, and they kind of added on to it a little bit in the add-ons. The checkpoints were a lot better. You don't have to start completely over from the beginning.
And lest we forget, they've had after the Battle of Gay Tony, they've had Red Dead Redemption, they've had L.A. Noire, and Max Payne 3 in between the last, the GTA games.
Right.
And although, of course, they were developed by different studios, like what is it? Bondi, I think, did L.A. Noire.
Yeah.
Team Bondi, and then Rockstar North, I think, did Red Dead Redemption, which I still think is the best Rockstar-related product to this day.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, keep going. I'm gonna bring that back up for real quick, but go ahead.
And I definitely think that they learned from all of that in terms of the replay system, the checkpoint system, and especially I think the gameplay section where they've really spruced it up. They don't really have that. I don't know. It worked well, but it wasn't that engaging. Sort of a lock-on mechanic for GTA 4 with the gunplay, and I think they really stepped up in the right direction with that.
I went free aim this whole game. Free aim.
You are a brave man.
You live dangerously.
Right,
we should call you Carlos Danger. That's how dangerous you are.
No.
That's right.
Danger!
We need another one in the world.
Everybody shut down their Twitter accounts immediately, especially if you follow Splinter. But I was gonna ask, what did you guys think about the overall story arc? Because he brought up Red Dead, and he felt it was the best Rockstar product. Now I was just gonna say that I really, really enjoyed the story in this. I thought it was engaging, but again, it kind of fell prey to what GTA 4 did, but not as badly. And that was specifically the ending. I didn't feel the ending was as strong as it could have been.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, anticlimactic is the best way to put it.
I don't think it came full circle like Red Dead's did.
Yeah, Red Dead, best story Rockstar has ever produced in any game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
This is great pacing overall.
Yeah. But I think it's great, the story arc, and it's I like the pace where the heists are kind of punctuated within the story, the big set pieces, and even the little missions here and there. Some of them are a regular GTA fare, but most of them were pretty fun. Like one of my favorite missions is with Trevor, where you hijack that plane, that huge carrier plane, and
that mission was
drive off of it or whatever. That one was pretty cool, but I don't know why. I mean, who knows? Who knows why they decided to end it the way they ended it? But it could have been a bit better. It was lacking a bit in the end.
People had so much fun designing the heists and the missions that they got to the end and say, "Wait,
but I mean,
how to end this shit. What the hell are we gonna do, guys?"
But I mean,
I haven't gotten paid in like 3 hours.
but I mean, we're always. I mean, we can sit here and debate and construct our own ending. That would be good, but
hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah, I mean, they had it was
like on the outside.
I mean, they spent how much? Like $500 million or something like that.
$285 million, and they made it all back in pre-orders.
Yeah,
which is just ridiculous.
I think that's enough to at least construct a little bit better of an ending. Because I kind of feel I don't know. I kind of feel like options. If you have the three options, if you choose A and B, you're kind of asked out of it. I don't think they're even that strong. They're kind of heart-wrenching.
You're asked out completely if you want like even approach 100%.
Yeah, and
in the game.
Again, I don't know why they followed what they did in GTA 4, where I just thought the ending sucked. Just straight up sucked. It dealt with two characters that almost. I mean, it dealt with one character that didn't really have much of a role. You know, the villain was Dimitri, and then all of a sudden you end the game taking out some other guy.
Pecorino.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I feel like that should be. I'm sorry for interrupting,
sure.
Splinter. I just want to jump in 1 second and say that I think it's maybe the genre conventions of crime games to kind of be disappointingly anticlimactic. Where, you know, I'm thinking of like the only movie I can really think of that's like crime related that I thought like, wow, that was a blaze of glory, that was awesome. Is The Godfather, the first Godfather film that kind of was like, oh wow, that was violent, that was big. And then I'm thinking of recent ones like The Departed, American Gangster, and they all kind of end on a whimper, but they were still interesting stories. And maybe that was, I don't know.
You feel The Departed?
I was blown away by that ending.
I was
in my seat aghast, and I've never used that word before.
I was disappointed with the personal endings of the characters, and I thought those were anticlimactic.
Okay, fair enough, but
not the macro like entire storyline where it ends with, you know, the big crisscross and the impasse between the different groups of. That
was an impasse that'll solve quickly.
Yeah. When Jack Nicholson is in an impasse, you know something's going to go down.
Yeah,
the ending could have been better. It's I think that the way it ended, I think it was not the greatest way to end it, but I think it's, you know, the story that it was telling. I think it was kind of how I expected it to go down. Like it, you know, there was kind of no winning or gaining. It's more just, you know, going back to where they were before, pretty much. I think you know, back to where I guess where I think they've evolved a little bit in terms of, you know, characters. I guess they want to do the right thing. I'm just kind of mainly speaking about Michael, you know, wanting to do the right thing, but he's always kind of, you know, putting himself in those situations, and it was just all about really cleaning up the mess that he made, pretty much in the beginning and the end, and that's kind of where they departed there near the end. But I guess it was. I guess relevant to what the story was telling, but it was. I mean, it really didn't mean it was that great. But yeah, it could have been better. But it's I find a very slight knock on the game. There's so much to this game that's just a complete package that I'm kind of willing to overlook that.
Yeah,
I gotta say, even though I didn't really like GTA 4, I gotta say the ending was a bit more satisfying if you chose the revenge option, because it's sort of the classic, oh no, spoiler alert for those who haven't played GTA 4, because god damn, it's been more than 4 years, come on.
If you've time traveled from 2008 and haven't gotten a chance to play GTA 4,
Marty and Doc,
spoilers.
If you're listening right now, please go back. It ends with you killing Pecorino or Dimitri, but they've killed kind of either your cousin or Kate. And that gives you reason and motivation, and it's somewhat satisfying to end that. And with this one, it's just sort of, I don't want to, damn it, I don't know if I can say this, but it ends with them realizing kind of what they have, including in each ending, the different endings that they have. They realize kind of what they have and what they're left with, and they're appreciative of where they are in their life, which is, I think, on a kind of a much smaller level than kind of what we were expecting, because Red Dead Redemption was this huge sort of sprawling pastiche of every single Western trope, and it ends with this big kind of spectacular finale that kind of sums up what the West sort of means and kind of how it had to die in a metaphorical sense.
Yeah.
And with this one, I think it's kind of like where in the world we are right now, and maybe they're trying to say like, oh, we should be kind of happy with what we have, even though we're in a time of complete strife and desperation. That's also complete bullshit. I don't know. I'm not Adam Sessler. I can't really like pinpoint where it's like, oh, this is what it means right over here.
Yeah. No, I mean it means
I agree.
what it means to you. So I can't say that I disagree. I can see what you're saying. I don't know. Maybe if they could have tied, it's tough to. Maybe if they could have taken the ending, the very very ending, and put it right before the last heist. Maybe I would have liked it more.
Connected it more to the gameplay.
I needed an epilogue. I needed an epilogue with Chop.
No,
that's what I needed.
Turns out that Chop was the mastermind behind the whole thing. The Silent Hill 2 ending.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's the Silent Hill if I ever heard it.
Whoa! Play it yet.
Oh my God! No, if we're not counting spoilers for GTA 4, we ain't counting spoilers for Silent Hill 2.
That's way out of
You better go play it.
Hold on, I'll get Will Smith from Tommy Lee Jones real quick after this.
And that's only one of like what 25 endings for Silent Hill 2.
Crap like
The ending, the macaroni and cheese ending, I guess. I don't know. I was making that one up. I just, there are a lot of endings for Silent Hill 2.
The mac and cheese ending.
Those Japanese, they're crazy. They'll put in anything in there.
Or it zooms out and you just it's Ali Milonakis eating a bowl of mac and cheese.
Oh God! I would have thrown the disc out the window.
How would you guys have felt if it was if the camera pulled out of Silent Hill 2 and it was actually a snow globe from the mentally retarded child from St. Elsewhere and just like dropped it on the ground? It's like, what could it all mean? It's like,
I thought he was gonna say Rosebud.
But I definitely like GTA 5. The big problem I still have with the series overall, there's a lot of little things that I could pick on, but the big thing that I still think they don't quite have nailed down is the identity crisis they're having, because they want to tell more serious
epic
stories.
Crime drama.
Yeah.
But they're also trying to be a satire of society.
Yeah, and
I mean, you can still do it.
But it's incredibly hard, though.
Yeah, you need to balance it.
And
they're not doing it with the contrasting styles of what you hear on the radio when you're driving around and what you hear in the cutscenes.
Yeah,
when you're actually doing the stuff.
And the thing is that both, I think Grand Theft Auto is trying to be both funny and serious, and with the funny genres, we now have options between Just Cause and Saints Row, and then with the drama, we have Mafia 2, Sleeping Dogs, L.A. Noire, which strangely came out of Rockstar as well, and they know their identity. It's just that with Grand Theft Auto 5, it feels like they don't know if they want to be kind of a wacky pastiche of what's going on right now, or if they want to be telling kind of a serious crime story. Because especially with
now the question is, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer Grand Theft Auto goes completely serious, or do you prefer they go more lighthearted like they used to be?
The thing is, the writing is so good that it's painful when for me anyway, when I see that, like, okay, they don't, like, they're two-headed, like the two-headed dog trying to figure out which way to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one, should be put down so that the other one can, live its life to the fullest. And, I think maybe if they tried to be serious, and that they had if they had satire that was really subtle, that like you could only pick up on if you really tried to delve into it.
Agreed. I guess maybe if it were modern day Red Dead, maybe what? I mean, not the tone Red Dead had, where it was still a parody, but you really, I guess, you really have to notice it to notice it, I guess.
Well, the thing was, Red Dead was completely, it completely enveloped all of the Western kind of ideas and what we think about the West, but it didn't completely make fun of it. It had really, bizarre characters in there with different ideas, but it didn't, point out its own, I don't know, idiocy. Yeah. And kind of the times, like, oh, look how crazy we're being. It's just like, okay, these are the people who, like, this is the world. It's a world that takes itself serious. But the characters can sometimes be crazy, like Seth. or
It was almost like a revisionist Western in a way, but in the form of a video game. It wasn't supposed to be a parody. I see what you mean. Yeah.
I would love to see a contemporary game that's looking at a lot of our issues that we're dealing with today in a serious manner. But if they wanted to actually eschew sort of the companies that are that are popular right now, like Facebook or CNN and Fox News or the government right now, like they can do that, but in a kind of smarter way, in a way that's not the sledgehammer humor that they use, because they love to do that. Like, and why I think for me anyway, Saints Row 4 is a better written game is because it takes the world that it's in serious enough. They don't like point out how crazy they're being unless it's actually the characters in the situation. They're not just like pointing out like, oh, these are game tropes that we're making fun of. It's like, no, these are just kind of characters doing what they're doing in the world and not really questioning it. Once again, I could be completely full of bullshit.
No.
Either way, it's very, very. I'm also into my my third Bud Light right now, so I might be drifting in and out of coherence at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with you for the most part. It's really tough to balance out, I guess, some of that humor and then also just the dramatic moments there. I think they do knock it out of park in some parts, those two elements there, but I think it's also attributes to just how long the game is, that they just have so many ideas, so they just kind of throw them in there. I guess some of them is coherent to what's going on, some of it isn't. It's just kind of there to add even more to the game and just kind of fill time. I feel that if it was, I guess, more restricted, and then there was like less to do, and I guess they could probably get all that right there, and rather just have it be like it's what the game's about, like a good 30 hours to beat just the main story. You would say?
Yeah,
it's a good length.
It's a good length, so there's definitely a lot of room for it having good and bad parts, and I just look at it that way because there's so much to it that I just kind of overlooked that a little bit. But could be some improvements, or just kind of figuring out what they want to do from the series then on. But it just seems like they're still, I guess, sticking to that crime story. Adding and continuing adding some of that satire and social commentary throughout the game as well, and just through the world itself, through what you access in terms of the internet, and just through character dialogue and just some of the character motivations and such.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I also, I agree with what CH said. The game doesn't really it doesn't really decide on its tone. It tries to do almost all of what GTA has done in the past. It doesn't really stick with one thing. It doesn't, in terms of tone, it doesn't do any one of them exceptionally well. Either the parody isn't spot on, or it's sometimes serious, sometimes funny. Yeah.
Yeah, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. But
you also got to remember that the two storylines that people love the most in the GTA franchise, in Vice City and San Andreas, they actually weren't in modern times, so it was a satire that could be written with like 30 years of observation beforehand.
Yeah.
Just instead of trying to be put in modern times. So I just wish they kept it a little bit more lighthearted and didn't like have the contrast. If you're gonna go serious, go full serious. Or like you said, like Red Dead, where it was pretty much serious, but there was some characters in there that were kind of wacky. Yeah. Like a game just written as it was, and then with Trevor, without any like the other satire in there, or maybe just like some more subtle satire, it would still be pretty crazy and hilarious at times, just with the stuff he gets into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I gotta say that there's a lot of artistry that went into GTA 5. I think I love the radio stations. That they have some excellent picks. There's a great song selection, and I like the fact that they actually have pieces of music going alongside certain moments, like Michael listening to Phil Collins, of course, of the "I Don't Care Anymore," which is I love that. And
that's
then
a badass song.
And then Trevor, of course,
with "If You Leave Me Now."
Yeah, listen to Chicago. It just takes what's her name, Patricia. What's that her name?
Yep, the wife of the big mafioso.
Yeah, Martin Madrazo.
Yeah.
Takes it back. That was hilarious.
And even there are certain moments where you don't have the radio on. There's, I guess, the GTA theme, GTA 5 theme song.
The ambient soundtrack that they have going on, which
That's
they did. I don't even think that was in GTA 4, was it? That's something
it was not.
That's something they added with Red Dead, really.
Yeah,
They started doing the little orchestrated soundtrack.
Because you can't tune your horse to like Liberty Rock Radio.
If only.
Damn, I'm trying to get to Los Santos East Coast Radio, but it's not working.
What I love about the whole like ambient soundtrack is when a track plays that you heard them use in one of the trailers.
Yes.
And something in your head like, oh, I heard that in the trailer, and you like kind of put yourself in the trailer at that moment. You relive when you first discovered the game. Or is that just me? Am I just that crazy?
No. It definitely brings back some memories of when it, and they definitely good variety with the missions. I think that this is a really good game. If anybody's interested in open world crime games, and especially if you're a fan of the Grand Theft Auto universe, where I think the writing is a lot better. I like the characters. I like the gameplay. It's fun, but we have the GTA 5 side of the story. What about GTA Online?
Whoa! I gotta say before we segue there, any of you guys got a favorite song from the game? There's many songs to
there's
GTA
so many.
5.
No, I can't even choose.
I think the three of us here, CH may not be in the loop here, but we know what the song we like. That
there's one song that we just can't get enough of.
Is it? Is it the classic by Sir Eddie Murphy?
No.
Well, that's good too. El Sonido.
I mean, that's fantastic too. Yeah.
El Sonido.
Tell me it's that.
Tell me about the Hedge Shadows band though.
Beep 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 beep.
Oh. That
song in any game ever.
Game of the decade. I mean, song of the decade. Excuse me.
Full price. That song, Eddie Murphy, Rick James.
There's also
what's it called? The Stevie Wonder.
Suicide
Tendencies. I just love the soundtrack in general.
I like that song by Mojo, Modjo. I forgot what it's called.
What, the lady song?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that song's bald. You love Smoking and Riding, CH.
Smoking and Riding.
Smoking and Riding.
Who the hell told you? Who told you?
I like Johnny Cash on there. It's pretty good.
Ooh, how about Convoy?
Oh, CW McCall? Hell yeah.
The best non-song ever.
Yeah, you can't forget Rhythm of the Night.
No.
You're the rhythm of the night.
I like how we tried to harmonize with that one.
Yeah, it didn't work.
There's Sleepwalking.
Adolescence Amoeba.
Oh, hell yes, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Hell yeah, good man, good
straight
man.
back to that. I was like, holy shit. This was the song of my childhood as I was trying to hit 900s in the warehouse.
Waiting for Trevor to do a grind on a rail as soon as that one came up.
I didn't play a lot of Tony Hawk, but I played the knockoff grind session, so I enjoyed that. You ever heard of grind session?
I've never heard of that crap. No, what the hell's grind session?
It's just pretty much a knockoff Tony Hawk. Grind session.
Hey, baby.
Sounds like a modern day high school prom.
I like the Amazing Girls.
Oh no! Have you just went into that yet?
I guess maybe I
maybe
CH
podcast. Yeah,
CH, you're about to enter a world of corruption.
I trust me. with you guys, I know that I am. So it's all good.
So yeah, for the most part, I did dig the soundtrack. I think there could have been slightly more songs, but that's nitpicking here. But you do tend to run into some of the same songs over. But even though most of the songs are really good, so I don't mind listening to them again.
I mean, the thing is, to the point that Anthony made before, that San Andreas, Vice City, we've had like 10 years to examine those eras. It's kind of tough to pick songs that represent the year 2013.
Yeah,
without perspective.
Yeah,
Friday.
I guess what Rockstar tries to do is they try to pick.
What about Britney Spears and Will I Am?
Well, the Britney Spears song, I'm down with that. but Rockstar, they try to pick some songs that are popular, and they also try to pick songs that they like, that they feel are good, that are I guess subtle and somewhat representative of the times. I like that
they're
they don't
wrong
bash
on their
over the
choice
head.
for Rihanna though. So
you know what?
No,
You and
choosing
Anthony,
Battleship. She does not have an opinion in this matter.
You and Anthony kind of made the same point. I mean, Anthony was like, I know I don't mind Rihanna, but why this Rihanna song?
Yeah, why? Because usually Rockstar, a lot of times they'll choose a popular artist and then choose a song that isn't as popular.
Yeah.
I don't know why they chose this damn song for Rihanna. Because they overplayed the hell out of that song on the radio this summer.
Yeah.
And I was just tired of hearing that crap already.
Wait, what was the song?
Oh, The Only Girl in the World.
Yeah. You know, I like what's her song? What's the name of her song? It's a song. I forgot. There are a few. Don't mind me.
Onya. What's my name?
It's something about throwing it up or such. Look, Rihanna.
You sound white as hell there.
Something about
throwing it up or something.
Like Carlton.
It's about throwing legal tender to prostitutes.
That's a myth.
Speaking of prostitutes, many.
Online?
Well, don't you talk about my weekend job?
Well, GTA Online and GTA 5 itself, many. I think this is one of the rare occasions where I didn't do the deed with some prostitutes till like late in the game because I was having so much fun with everything else. There's so much to do. I forgot there was hookers in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's more of a payoff going to the strip club and interacting with the strippers than it is with the prostitutes. They've kind of gotten the shaft of this game, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
The mini game with not getting thrown out by the bouncer if he catches you, something the dancers.
Yeah. And you know, you get the number and you know, call them up.
That was a.
You'd usually shoot the bouncers, like, you got to get out of here. It's like, dude, I got a rocket launcher in my pocket, and that is not a euphemism. So you better, step back right now, and I can enjoy this fine, lovely lady who has no other way of gaining employment right now.
I mean, I think maybe into my 20th hour into the game, when I realized how sad I am for spending so much time with prostitutes and also, I mean, they need to give me an option when I make it rain. $6? $6? That's not making it rain. Come on.
Well,
Come on. Right now,
it's an economic downturn. It's gonna be the money is appreciated. Trust me.
Why not just throw coins at her? I probably would have gave her more money.
Because you're gonna kill her.
Oh,
that's a concussion problem.
Oh yeah, you throw a roll of coins and hit it right in the head, give him a concussion.
Those Sacagawea dollars will put her in the hospital.
Well, that was the weird one who just made it rain the long way by leaning against it. No, not that. Whoa. No, the one where you're just you're not getting the dance. I just spent like a good 30 minutes on it for no reason, just making it rain and then just trying to get that meter to fill up the whole way.
You know, I tried the first time I tried that. I got it to 75%, and then the stripper left, and they switched to another one. I was so pissed off. It was like 15 minutes where I was just pressing that X button, making it rain, and then too late. Here comes the next stripper, Honey Buns.
Oh, Fufu.
But the thing is, the stripper, like that stripper, like I say, the strippers, they maintain their like meter for you. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yeah, when you come back.
Yeah, which is pretty cool attention to detail. I mean, that's one of the things I love about this game is just the ridiculous attention to detail. Just little things.
Like the questionable one.
Which one?
The questionable stripper. I'm forgetting her name, but
the
one with the Adam's apple, pretty much.
Yeah, that was the first one that gave me a lap dance, and she has a boyfriend or something.
Luckily for everyone, she has a boyfriend.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, 2013. What do you?
Past that.
I mean, Trevor wouldn't have a problem. I don't think.
Trevor is not bisexual. he just does anything that moves. I think
he's Captain Jack from Doctor Who. She's like any port in a storm,
Yeah, just anything he could fit his penis into is okay for him, 5 minutes. Yes.
Like there was a point in the game where he glorifies the fact that he had sex with a teddy bear. You know, and just if that man is not afraid to say that, then I'm pretty sure he's Frieza Bird.
Not only glorified it, he just put it on the table full of the white stains and everything for everyone to see. It was pretty bad.
He carved out the eye. I'm assuming with his penis. I guess it's getting a little too real with him and that teddy bear. I don't know if you noticed. It was his left eye.
I noticed that, but I guess I didn't put 2 and 2 together like that.
So, sickening nightmares aside, how did you guys feel about Grand Theft Auto online? If for the case of if you have played it or if it has changed your opinion about anything.
I don't even know if we could fully review it yet because the main thing that people are waiting for, they haven't even released yet.
Stimulus package?
The heist.
You know what, Anthony?
Oh,
fucking review it, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been fun, but not as for me. I don't think it's lived up to the hype yet because it's still, I guess, still early on, and there's still kind of sort of issues with it. I know they're always going to be adding on to it. I probably will come back to it every now and again, but it was definitely obviously it was a tough first day there, so it took about easy an hour and a half to get on. And then if you got on, you're just standing there like an idiot for waiting for other players to load in.
Car waiting for someone to race with you.
But I mean, so far it's been interesting. I like the way they took the approach of kind of just dropping you in with other players in the game world of the single players of Los Santos, and you just kind of it's more like a lobby in and of itself. You'll drive around and make some quick bucks, and then when you start wanting to get into actual missions, you would just go to certain spots on the map, or maybe receive a text from one of the characters in the game, or maybe one of those lobby requests, and you just kind of hop in there to other missions, which is pretty. I mean, so far it's been hit and miss, but once you get on an actual a match, whether it be racing or maybe death matches and things like that, it's it's pretty fun. I'm not every now and then it'll throw you back to the same session you were on. Sometimes it won't, or you won't be able to get on any session at all. But just the ideas that are there, they're pretty solid. But just the execution of it is still waiting to see here as it continues on. Yeah,
I'm the person that will go on the GTA 4 free roam with my friends and just spend hours just driving around and killing each other and trying to do crazy stunts and shit. So the fact that they have that, and then you have some sort of character progression, you can buy houses and keep your cars and everything like that, to me it's just icing on the cake, and I've been loving every single minute of it, even without the heist right now.
Yeah. In my opinion, and I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna I guess embellish in my rage or on my rage. I'll keep it serious. In my opinion, at best, it's a rough draft. I can see the vision. I can see what they're going for, and it does some things that are amazing. I like the switching between the single player, from the single player to the online, and the fact that 16-player lobbies, and it kind of takes that, people kind of switch in and out of the rooms, and basically you have the entire map available to you, and it's a ton of fun just messing around with your friends. But there are little things here and there that you just say, well, if I'm just not, let's having a private session, why do I have to lose money if I die? I'm not really taking it serious. Maybe they should let me have a private lobby where I could turn off the missions and not gain money, but also not lose money when I die, for example. And the missions, again, I can see what they're going for. It's great, but I don't know. There's just something. There's not enough substance to the missions there. It's impressive that they're putting in. What is it, 500 missions or something online? However many missions. That's impressive. But you don't get that much money from them. You don't get that much experience from them. And then they want to patch, I guess, with quote-unquote glitches or exploits where people keep playing the same mission over and over again, but there's really no other way to level up in a normal fashion. I mean, there's really no other game that takes you so goddamn long to level up like these Rockstar games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's almost like a MMO in some regards to how it's structured. It can be really good and just it's certainly not exactly my type of game, but I think just it being centered around GTA 5 and just everything that it's kind of built up to, and being able to go online and just creating havoc and having stories in regards to what you do in the world, and there's definitely definitely the strong points of that game, and it has definitely some good ideas in how it handles the maintaining your cars and things like that with the insurance and being able to track the car if you're not near it. That's some good stuff there. And
and I mean, and I think the best part of it all is having a custom character and how you can dress them up with so many options. You could have tattoos, you could have a garage, you could have a house, you could have those cars, you can customize your cars however you want, and your friends also have the same options. I think that's amazing. And much to, again, I also agree with what Anthony said. That's a little hard to review it now because, I mean, me personally, I'm waiting for three things. I'm waiting for the, I guess, map editor. Not the map editor, but like the mission editor, mission creator, mission suite. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the heist, of course, and I'm waiting to see for the first expansion. I mean, it almost doesn't make any sense to say, okay, I'll grade it once DLC starts coming out, but I'd like to see how they're going to play up on that, how they're going to add more to this world. I mean, they said pretty much anything is up for grabs. I was reading an interview with Game Informer where they asked them, will we see, more landmass? Will we see Vice City or Liberty City? And they said, well, listen, we've created GTA Online in a way that it will last and that we can continuously add content no matter what it is.
It was built for expansion in every way.
Yeah.
And then I creamed my pants. With all the possibility of flying east and winding up in Liberty City or Vice City.
I guess so far from what you guys have played, I know that you can build up stats in doing whatever it's relevant to the stats. I don't know if you've noticed this or if it's any difference online, but it's like if you get these stats higher, does it really improve anything, or it's just mainly there for show? Or
it makes driving becomes easier, flying becomes a lot easier. Still got turbulence though. The shooting becomes a little bit smoother. You can aim at people from a longer distance and things like that.
I think the recoil is less for the shooting as well.
And stamina definitely helps.
Yeah, stamina that is a noticeable difference, but like the other stats I don't highly notice because I guess depending on what you're flying or driving, it's gonna flying and driving, but it's usually gonna make a difference. Some cars are.
When your stats are low in those things, you're not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You're still not. It's like when your stat for driving is at 10 and not 100. It's not like you're terrible at driving. You just it's just a little bit harder to drift.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge noticeable difference, but you can. It's slightly noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you don't feel like you need to grind. Like it'll improve as you keep playing.
Yeah,
it's not really something you have to worry about.
Man, you try to improve the shit when you're doing like free roam. It's gonna take forever. But when you do races, it ranks up fast.
My big problem with Grand Theft Auto Online right now is it kind of twofold. The first is that as Boy said, it's not complete. It does not feel like all the missions are there, all the death matches, the heists aren't there, and I also don't like the fact that you have to grind so much in Rockstar games, where it's in Grand Theft Auto that's kind of known for this idea of, or at least this image of having instant gratification with the single player, like, okay, cause mayhem, cause mischief, like do whatever you want, it's fun. That you have to wait and do these missions of like steal a car, go bring it back, sell it here, or go collect the shipment of meth or whatever, and then bring it back. Like it in order to level up to get the good guns and the good character clothing options. It feels a little, I don't know, counterintuitive to what they actually want to kind of come across in terms of what they were showing off in like the GTA Online trailers. Like you would there was that one shot of like a GTA trailer where there was a guy staring out of an apartment, and then like someone flying by with a fighter jet, and then like one of the other guys was on the ground being chased by like five cops, and then it was like that's like the thing that they were selling. And then what we got instead was doing a lot of fetch missions. And while I really do think it's impressive kind of what they're doing. I feel like they're also, the second problem I have is they're a jack of all trades and kind of a master of none. Whereas the character customization, I think, is pretty bad. I am not really. It's kind of hard to understand what they want you to do at first with all the character customization. It's very ambitious, but it's not as gratifying as, say, Saints Row, for instance, for the online creation, and it just feels like, and also the fact that the missions aren't complete. Like with Red Dead Redemption, you only had a select number of character models to choose from.
Yeah.
But with that, then you immediately could, like, okay, you can go to a gang hideout and take them all on, or go into a quick draw contest, or all these other well thought out sort of missions for that game. Whereas this one, it feels like, okay, we're trying to feel out like what people want, and then just add to those as we kind of decree. And it doesn't, like, as you guys have said before, not entirely cohesive yet. And maybe it'll get better.
I mean, to be fair, the higher level you get, the more you unlock. I mean, you start, or the more opportunities you can unlock, the more types of missions, and the more, I guess, instances in the world that are available to you. But it's just, I still kind of agree in that the missions, I don't know.
Is there any
they just kind of lack?
Are there any other different variety of missions? Like, I guess you would get them depending on your rank. Like, so far, like, if you start off early, you just kind of start doing these, like what CH mentioned, grabbing the meth, running, and delivering it to a certain spot. I don't know if from what you've guys have played so far, and then getting to a higher level, if there are any of the mission types change at all, like any of the what you're doing
there's
exactly.
A few different ones. Like one later on has you blowing up a bunch of jet planes at the military base as your mission. Another one has you climbing the construction tower and like killing everybody. So it's pretty much just variants on the missions you played already. Just get a little bit harder.
And you can also parachute.
Yeah, you can parachute on.
Yeah, I guess a little bit of you having to rank up kind of hurts it a little bit in terms of what you're actually getting in terms of missions. But depending on who you hop on a lobby with, you can actually I guess you can actually play some of the higher ranked missions that you're not at right now ahead of time. I think one of the really cool missions I've played so far was the chasers and runners or something like that, where you can either choose to be a F-18 jet or a car.
Oh yeah.
Chopper versus chopper.
It was like runner versus chaser or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can choose from either being a car or being in an F-18. So as an F-18, you have to stop the car from reaching its destination, pretty much, and shooting it down either by shooting missiles at it or crashing into it. That was a lot of fun. And the other side is just getting to the location with a car, and it's really tense.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see more missions that have they encourage you to play as a group, where you could be one person would be on one side of the map and somebody else would be all the way on the other side of the map, and you have to kind of work in tandem. I guess that's what the heists are probably going to be. What Splinter mentioned, I would like to see some of that, I guess, where it's not necessarily you're put into these missions as sort of matchmaking. You know what I mean?
You mean does that happen in the open world?
Yeah. I think
as let's say you get a mission. You get a mission by Gerald, right? And it's like, okay, you have to go get this coke, and it's you and your crew, and someone else is having the same mission, so you kind of paired up in the same instance. Like it's not just NPCs; it's other players, another group of players.
That's what I thought it was originally going to be, GTA Online, and then it kind of turns out there's just different mission types where you'll end up doing that, but you have to be in. You won't be able to see that. You have to be in a session, with the particular player. It would have been really cool to, maybe interrupt the mission or just cost somebody that mission, and as you see it happening, like if you're walking down the street and you see like you being chased by like meth heads, that would be really cool to just go in there and just interrupt their mission completely. I'm sure that it's going to happen a lot, which is probably why they didn't do it. They just make it really annoying.
I mean, they kind of already have that with robbing stores and putting bounties on people's heads. I mean, like I said before, they could have structured like different types of lobbies, not just private or what was it, safe mode, or what was it they call it? You have to pay like $100.
Yeah, there's a passive mode.
Yeah, passive
but
mode.
The thing is that people can get around it. Like, you can't shoot another player, but what you can do is get in a car and run them over until they're dead. And so that's how you could like easily get past that.
Yeah, I mean, they should have, GTA lobby where anything goes. So if you're doing a mission, someone else can interrupt. Someone else can get in there and mess shit up.
Yeah.
And they could have, I guess, like a crew lobby where it's just you and your friends, or just you by yourself, and it's just you against NPCs. Or
exactly
whatever else.
And also, what you said, it would be what I really wanted to see the most was more co-op missions rather than just like a deathmatch. Like I don't mind deathmatch, but I'm more of a fan of cooperative missions.
No, I mean, obviously you have the death matches there because, why not? But
they were in 4. Yeah, I mean it's fine, but more co-op missions would have been cool.
There's a good amount of co-op missions. There's at least like 30 that I could.
And I'm also not I guess this was the same for 4. I guess I didn't experience it as much because it was so easy to get more health in 4 because you could just dial a number and get more health. Because I never died that much because I always used to do that. With 5, you could die so easily in that game.
Oh no, 5 you get shot 2, 3 times. Sometimes the freaking NPCs who have like cybernetic aim, they'll hit you with a headshot and you just die instantly.
I mean, wasn't this the year according to Terminator? Skynet was supposed to become self-aware?
Was it this year? Or maybe it's happened because they don't miss a freaking shot in GTA.
Yeah,
the NPCs.
I like some of the small random bugs, which there is very very little of from what I've encountered. But like even the ones that I have seen have been really hilarious. Like driving your car probably 10 miles an hour and hitting a pole by accident, and your car just blows up for no reason.
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me once. I don't know what the hell happened, but...
And I mean, to further elaborate on I guess what I said before, I guess almost what's the point of having crews if you're not going to have, I guess, crews against crews? Again, have these missions where it's one crew against another crew.
I mean, some of those missions kind of exist dynamically in the world. Like, you'll have... Simeon just randomly place an import car that he wants, and he'll just place it somewhere in the world. And then if you're in the lobby with your crew and someone else's crew, then it kind of becomes a crew versus crew thing. And then you have armored trucks and Merryweather will randomly drop some armory, some weapons, and some money somewhere in the world. And you got to go collect that.
Yeah, but it's just that's not quite the same. I mean,
you also got to understand they're working on Xbox 360 hardware. On the PC, something like this would probably be a lot more viable.
Yeah.
But since it's console-based, I'm sure that it's not easy to do something like that. Because even, I think the closest game I've seen to pulling something like the dynamic missions without being instances thing off is Defiance on the consoles. Where the missions you do were kind of dynamic within the world. But there was no PvP in that.
I mean, it could be something as simple as the matchmaking, the way they do it. It doesn't have to be while you're playing all of a sudden, oh, fuck, get this plane, you and your crew. And it's just you and 3 people in your crew against these other 5 people in your crew that happen to be in the same lobby. It doesn't have to be like that. It's just, when you choose the mission, it takes you into the matchmaking, and then it doesn't have to show the other crew. It just says, okay, we found someone to match you up with. I'm
saying, but there are missions like that, where it'll be one team plays as the robbers, one team plays as the cops, and things like that, what you could do.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of the missions they have online, it's just go here, do that, go here, shoot this. They could just spice it up a bit if they just include another crew in there, if you wanted to do that. I'm saying as opposed to just having a few missions, the starred missions, which I think are the ones you're talking about, as being the really the only ones you could do that in. I mean, I guess maybe I'm borderline. It's borderline nitpicking because again, it is a huge undertaking, and I understand that, and that's why I was so patient. When my first character was deleted, when my second character was deleted, when my third character was deleted, when my fourth character was deleted. I'm still somewhat patient, but I can't.
You know what they say: 26 times the charm.
Yes.
I think it's
but if you can even log in anymore.
Yeah. I can't even log in. It just times out. I don't even know. I guess maybe I'm blacklisted. I don't know why.
Dang.
I guess for loving the game too much. Maybe they just...
Because you were playing Splinter Cell, right? Splinter Cell Blacklist? Please laugh at that. I really need this one. Please. Please,
I got
for the love of God.
Well, I think in
Thank you for
the
pitying me.
I think in the months to come, we're gonna look back on this. It's gonna be a completely different game in a couple of months. And I think just the way that it's structured mechanically online, it's just like an MMO, more like a PC game. They're always gonna, from what they've said, they're gonna be adding on to it every now and then. It's gonna, and in a few months, maybe a year, we're gonna look back on it and just say it's a completely different game when you log back in. Hopefully they don't have the mandatory racing tutorial segment. That's the one thing I didn't like. It's the whole tutorial segment. You weren't able to skip anything, or you had to do it just to be able to access the other missions available and just
it's like I know how to play GTA. I've been playing it. I know how to race. I know how to shoot people. I know how to save. Fucking taking me through this one. Let me play with my friends already.
Yeah, we had 2 weeks to practice. So now you don't have to force this upon us.
Yeah, and I don't even think much of like what you picked up from GTA 5 really helped you out too much in GTA Online. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, to some respects, I mean there's a lot of mechanics to the game in terms of what you can do online, and yeah, that's fine if they display that as you go. But I mean, going through that whole process of just racing and explain to you what team deathmatch is, and I think it's most of that stuff. It's for the pop gamers.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing saying that they're releasing it 2 weeks after the single player, so you can learn how to play it first. That was just some bullshit because the GTA Online wasn't ready and still isn't quite ready for what they wanted. So they're just trying to release a statement that kind of made sense.
Yeah.
I guess knowing
I
that.
think,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess knowing that so far, I guess that doesn't too much deteriorate. I guess what you feel about, I guess, the overall game in and of itself. I don't know if
I've still put in like at this point 20 or 30 hours into GTA Online. A lot of times just free roaming and buying cars and making money and blowing up friends' cars and playing pranks on them and stuff. So I'm still loving it.
Yeah.
I think
I'll just put this out there. If I ever ask you what your favorite car is and that I want to see it, just look at it.
just tell them it's like the car across the street. Don't point to yours. Just keep walking along and pretend that like the car you're next to isn't yours. I think Grand Theft Auto Online is the online portion of a game that Rockstar has the most potential in, but still has not shown its merit yet. Everything else has been sort of pre-programmed and then executed with the Grand Theft Auto 4 and the episodes, Red Dead Redemption and Max Payne. Those were already pre-developed and then just shipped out with the game, and the only thing that they really added to it was either new maps or new characters or what have you. And this one, they're actually trying to
develop it while they let us play it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's I don't know. It could be better in 10 months.
To be honest, I think this is just a dress rehearsal for when they release GTA Online on the next gen systems without GTA 6.
Ooh, yeah.
I think it's going to become a standalone thing because they're not going to leave it on the current gen consoles. That'll be, I mean, people still going to be playing it for maybe another year or two on the Xbox 360 if it stays interesting enough to have people play it. But eventually they're going to have to upgrade it, and they're going to have to upgrade it before GTA 6 is ready. So we'll see what it looks like when it's his own game.
Yeah, it seems like it could be that's where they would go in that direction, since they say they're going to really support it, I guess, for a good long term. Then I don't think they really said how long, but it definitely it's. I know that people are still going to have 360s and PS3s, and others will have like the Xbox One and PS4. So I could definitely see them just releasing GTA Online for those next gen consoles standalone. But what do you guys would think in terms of how much you would pay for, I guess, for it? Do you think they would probably make it a good maybe $40 or $20 or anything like that if they were to do it?
I mean, I could sit here and say that I'll pay, $30-$40 would be a good price. But to be honest, they said, GTA Online next gen, $60. They could just take my money. I will pay for it. I don't care.
What about this?
Oh, no,
GTA Online, $10 a month.
Now you're grinding my gears there. I hate subscription. That's always been my pet peeve with games. I have never subscribed to a game service to be able to play a game. And if they did that, it would make me question my own morals.
That was really sounding like
but
an MMO.
I might not do it. Yeah. It would make me think hard though. I'd have to look at it. If they gave me a 15-day trial so I could try it out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they probably will.
They could convince me. Yeah.
They probably will. But what if it's everything they wanted to do, exactly how they wanted to do it?
I'm saying it's hard to get me to play MMOs when they're free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but this is not. It's
not. I know it's GTA. It's not any other MMO, but still.
I still think you're gonna throw some cash.
$10-15 a month. That's a pretty penny.
I mean, I think if I could just cancel at any moment, I think maybe I'd do it. If it was really, really, really good, I think I'd do $10 a month.
Can we negotiate that down to 5 or something?
You know, he's not actually in charge of...
If only.
Surprise! Yes, I am.
This is actually just the player testing for the next GTA game.
Yeah,
That's an elaborate ruse.
This is
This is biased now.
Yeah.
I hate the way you think. Chris.
I probably shouldn't have said that.
They're listening right now. They came up with that idea.
They're probably listening in with the FIB. They're just like, oh shit!
That's actually a good idea. Let's put that in, guys.
Did you hear that? We're not paying for this shit. What the hell? I mean, like, charging for it?
Bob, did you get tired? Have you gotten tired of this $1 billion yet? Yeah. $5 billion? Of course. Let's go for that.
Let's buy that island in the Caymans. Come on.
So yeah, I guess at this point, looking at GTA Online, I think it's about average, above average. It's definitely going to get better in the months to come.
It is a rough draft.
It's a rough draft, but still fun as hell to play.
It is. It's you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah,
what about you? You put a lot into it and you got nothing.
I mean,
nothing but deleted characters.
I mean, as much as the most I put into it right now is just scroll to online, press A, wait, press A again, wallow in my sorrow.
Have you tried deleting the patch? And
I've done it. I've done it every single day. Every single day.
Wow.
Why don't you just contact them at this point? See what they say.
I'm gonna have to. I mean, I went to their offices that one time, and they
weren't gonna let you even close to them.
Yeah, but me? I mean, come on.
We're gonna have to come up with a heist to get you in there. Just to ask somebody.
All right, let's do it.
Blow through the window on the 30th floor. Like, what do you want?
Justice.
Online, goddammit.
I mean, delete
the cache will send you an update. All right, thanks. Peace out, guys. Sorry for the inconvenience.
I'll never forget the face the security guard gave me. I don't know if you guys ever played Dead Rising. You guys remember Otis? If you guys played Dead Rising.
Otis.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally Otis just sitting at the desk, and I was like, "Oh, is this Rockstar headquarters?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Can I go up?" It's like, "Do you know somebody upstairs?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, and he just kind of gave me this face like, "This neighbor."
Did you were you in the middle of like a zombie horde that you like had to take care of, and then he immediately called up like, "So how you doing? Just wanted to call up and see what's going on, just to make sure you're okay." It's like, Otis, listen, you could not have worse timing right now. Please just call again, send a text, something.
No, I was in the middle of rescuing a burning school.
Your reward was to get up
letting me know that he's hungry and he would like some Doritos or something, and then just an opportunity.
Get off your fat ass, old man! Come on.
Otis.
And,
so yes,
if they had Otis as a downloadable character for GTA Online, I would certainly buy for that one, just because I'd like to have his old cantankerous self on my side. Like he's like Cranky Kong if he was wearing a purple jacket.
And oh man, Cranky Kong. You were you a Donkey Kong Country kind of guy?
I loved Donkey Kong Country.
Oh my goodness, I'm Virtual Hug.
That virtual hug right there, man. I don't know why you're grabbing my ass right now, but virtual
just the way
hug.
he rolls.
Yeah, exactly. I assume it's to steal my wallet. Hopefully,
That's the best case scenario.
How'd you know? I already have Splinter's wallet.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want him to catch wise to your plan. But
what I'm doing is I'm slipping his wallet in your pocket, and I'm gonna go take your wallet and slip it in his pocket.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I will give you a free ass grab for that. Thank you very much. So, come on, go ahead. Good virtual hug. But Donkey Kong Country, I'm looking forward to. I know this is a bit off topic. Donkey Kong Country Returns was one of my favorite platformers of all time. Love that.
Christian got a chance to play Tropical Freeze over the weekend.
Yes, at New York City Comic Con.
What?
It was fantastic.
Ooh. God.
I was just looking at the Wii pad, whatever the fuck you call it, and I was just like, it might be in my future. This and that game.
Yeah. So far, the next gen looks like the only thing I'm really interested in next gen is the Wii U out of all of them. Maybe the Steam machine.
The Steam. I mean, hold on.
It's not even next gen. You can just build a computer right now and it'll be a Steam.
I mean, have we?
I'm not good with building things.
Have we put the seal of approval on GTA 5?
Oh yeah, we got it right.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Is this official
before we keep going? No,
so you can build a Steam machine inside of GTA Online. It's really quite incredible.
For GTA 5, I think it definitely is a very very ambitious game. I think it's the overall package, from random character interactions is always a good thing to have there. Just very very great world that is built there. Definitely could have a lot of fun just walking around doing mundane things, just like that janitor simulation in that one mission. I mean, that's if that isn't Game of the Year material right there, I don't know what is. And no, I overall I really enjoyed it. It's a good game, and I'm sure mostly everybody in the grandmothers have played this already. So it's to say that you shouldn't get this game, it's kind of obvious. I think you should definitely check this out and probably give it a good 9. It's a good 9 out of 10 there, given those number of reviews. It's certified.
I had a bit of a chat with Tag about I was kind of upset with the whole GTA Online thing, and I kind of felt that it was gonna hurt my GTA 5 overall review, and he kind of convinced me. I guess like how we talked earlier, how they're probably two different packages. I can't. GTA 5 single player, just a fantastic endeavor of a video game. I mean, there's so much attention to detail. It's they really didn't feel. I mean, I guess this is really what they wanted to do, and they hit it out of the ballpark. It looks great. It plays great. It's entertaining from beginning to end. And again, all the little, attention to details, whether in the game or on the radio or whatever. It's a game that I'll keep coming back to, start over, just to experience again. It's not something that'll get old for me for a very long time. I mean, none of the Grand Theft Autos really get old to me, now that I think about it. But it's not. It is the best Grand Theft Auto. It's not my favorite Grand Theft Auto. It's up there, but I'll give it. I mean, I guess I'll give it a BGB certified. I guess that's like a 9.8, 9.9 out of 10. I'm not gonna give it a perfect score. It falters a bit. Parody is laid on a little too thick. The ending, leaves me a little dissatisfied. But I really have no complaints with the package overall. It's just fantastic, and it's just impressive how they've been able to do so much and pack so much into this one package, and they really did almost everything as well as anyone else could do it. And it's fantastic. It's a fantastic game. GTA Online, I can't really rate it. It's a again, like I said, it's a rough draft. We'll wait to see. I guess maybe we'll keep coming back to it and talking about it. So
unrateable.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work for me. So I don't know what more I could say. But GTA 5, it's a great game. So
yeah, definitely. This is I mean we've been talking about GTA 5 and online a little bit for almost a good 2 hours, and there's still so much that we didn't even really get into that is in this game that is still great. Just from the small amount of details with just in random encounters that you don't expect, and just overall it's just kind of funny stories you can create yourself by just kind of going out and exploring. There's definitely a lot of that we haven't even touched upon. There's just so much to it.
There's so much hidden content in the game that you could talk for hours about the stuff you've seen or the stuff like this just happened by happenstance and things like that.
Just,
the
cult in the mountains.
Oh yeah,
it's just
it's
one of those games you can just kind of get lost in. I mean, I don't know. It's admire it. It takes it to the next level.
Ghost Girl, man, Ghost Girl.
Ghost Girl's crazy.
The Ghost Girl,
creepy as hell.
The UFOs, the submarine parts. There's
the Infinity 8 killer. I don't know if you read up about that.
The fuck is that?
It's there's like newspaper clippings around the city that it talks about this guy who I forgot what happened to him, but for some reason he went crazy and said he was going to kill 8 people. Or he was like obsessed with the infinity symbol, and if you turn it sideways, it's the number 8.
It's kind of creepy. You're kind of creeping me out right now.
In Sandy Shores, his house is burned down, and you can see he wrote on the walls like, "I'm going to revenge what you did to me." And he has like a poem written, and all around the world on rocks he has poems written and shit. And then pretty much he has diagrams around the world too, and using them they found out where all 8 of his bodies were not buried, but where he put them, and they found all 8 of them like sometime last week.
Oh shit!
Yeah. There's 8 bodies strewn about the world of Los Santos. Just put it that way.
They just stay there.
Yeah, they're like underwater, most of them.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It's just stuff like that. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's the whole Bigfoot thing. I mean, I can only imagine when they release maybe some DLC or something. I mean, it's possible they're gonna have some undead nightmare sort of thing, but with aliens in this. Who knows?
You have that diagram on Mount Chiliad that shows 3 UFOs and a cracked egg and a jetpack. They found the 3 UFOs, they found the cracked egg, and they haven't found the jetpack yet. They haven't found the way to get to it if it's in there.
Isn't the jetpack like in some sort of government building or something?
No one really knows where it is. There's one UFO on top of Mount Chiliad. There's another one over where those hippies are near Trevor's place with like the murals on the floor. And then there's a third one that shines light over Fort Zancudo. And then the cracked egg is near one of the banks that you robbed. And then they're looking for the jetpack too. So it's just so many little hidden secrets that people are still going to be finding for like years to come.
And now I remember, I mentioned the whole Bigfoot thing. I was checking on Social Club, looking at the top pictures. There is actually a Bigfoot in the game. Someone snatched a picture of it.
It's a side mission.
Okay.
I mean, without spoiling anything,
right?
There's a
I saw the spoilers.
Because there's a side mission that involves that may or may not involve Bigfoot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but with that being said, just the amount of detail in the game. I talked about how the satire was too heavy-handed at times, how the writing could have been a little bit better, how the ending was a little bit disappointing. But all of that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things in my mind, because they're minor nitpicks. Like overall, I still really enjoyed the story. The gameplay is good enough for it's the best GTA gameplay that we've ever had. The driving is relatively smooth, the shooting is relatively smooth. And any sort of shooting mechanic that they have now is miles above what we had in GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, which we all loved anyway.
Oh yeah.
Despite the shooting mechanics, and then just the little details in the game, the flip-flops freaking flip-flop when you wear them. You can like drag boats into the water with a car and actually launch them like you would a real boat. There's cars that have the automatically retractable roofs, and
what else you could do?
What else could you do?
With the exhaust of some cars, I guess maybe you have nitrous in them, you can ignite gas trails.
You can do that, yeah. You could, or if you shoot out the gas cap, the car will leak gas and eventually run out of gas and stop. Even things like that. It's just so many little like things that developers wouldn't even think to put in a game that Rockstar went out of their way to make sure it looked good, even like the most minute details. And just the overall way the whole game is constructed, it kind of makes other developers look a little bit lazy with the worlds they create. And I don't know, I just think I'm a GTA fanboy, so like I said, my rating is biased, but it's by far, it's not my favorite GTA because nostalgia glasses always like trump what you just played an hour ago. Mm-hmm. But it's by far the best crafted GTA game, and it gets every bit of the gold flake on our BGB certified label.
Yeah. Sprinkles.
Yes.
I have to say that GTA 5, I think, is incredibly ambitious. I think Rockstar learned a lot from GTA 4. They really did up the ante with what they wanted to present and kind of the structure of their missions, of the characters they wanted to present in the story as well. I think the gameplay and as you all were saying, the gameplay is much improved over the previous iterations. I think the presentation is very well done. I still think they suffer from an identity crisis that they really haven't resolved.
Yeah.
The Grand Theft Auto Online stuff. There's a part of me that wants to say, like, okay, you know what? It's not really complete yet. I don't know why they kind of shipped this out when all the kind of big promises that they had are down the line. But then there's another part of me that thinks, like, okay, this is experimentation. They want to send out the base work for everyone to kind of enjoy and then to build upon that. And it's this very interesting bag of kind of different opinions. I really like the presentation style of Los Santos and the comedy that they have in there. I think the writing is very improved. As was mentioned before, I think the satire is not exactly the most subtle, and sometimes it's downright just like poking you in the eyes. Like, do you get it? Do you get it? How about now? Do you get it now? It's like, yes, I got it 6 seconds ago. You don't need to keep saying it. And then it's, but it's a definitely all-encompassing pastiche of American culture. And that's why I think that they'll never ever set a Grand Theft Auto in another city, just because America is a big cavalcade of the most interesting and kind of the most varied bits of culture that are around the world right now. And, as it stands, I think it's a good game. I think it's a very well-made game. I don't think it's a perfect game, and it's not the best thing that Rockstar has ever done. So I'm going to give it, I don't have the BGB official seal of approval, so all I got is like the bloody thumb stamp of approval, which is literally me just like pricking my thumb, just like putting it on a piece of paper. It's like, there we go.
I thought you were going to say you didn't have the BGB rating system in front of you. I was going to tell you that we don't have one either. We kind of came up with one a while ago, and it needs some drastic revising. I mean, you and GT are blood brothers now?
Yeah, that sounds so much more meaningful. It makes me want to rethink.
You spill your blood.
Yeah, it's like you prick your thumb and you...
I tell you what, I reviewed like 6 games in one day, and I lost a lot of blood. So if you know any blood donors, I would really appreciate it right now.
Like Bioshock.
Last of Us was really good.
Now,
I like the part where there were 6 of the same guy in the same screen.
Now my question is, since we did this, right? There's a second collaboration podcast.
Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah.
This time we're in your domain. Will we get together to do a Game of the Year podcast? Debate it out. Who's the
mother? Of course.
I'm just saying. I gotta start writing down my arguments right now.
Just in advance.
Yeah, there's a lot of contenders.
We got to think about the the format or how we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Who the hell needs a format?
I mean,
we'll put on the gloves, enter a ring, and whoever comes out gets to choose Game of the Year for the.
Haven't you ever done cockfighting before? Come on. There's no rules.
As
violence.
As a Hispanic, I'm well versed in the fighting of the cock, as in roosters.
Good man. Yes, it's gonna be a really good It's gonna be a really good fight this year, just because there's so many. It's like a large variety, as well as the fact that it's different genres.
And it's not over yet. You still got a couple of late contenders entering the ring. One in exactly 1 week.
The man of the bats.
Yeah. Batman Arkham Origins will probably be up there
Yeah.
Batman.
somewhere. What else? Battlefield 4, maybe.
Possibly
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Ass Creed 4.
Ooh.
Don't call me out on that. Bullcrap. Call of Duty Ghosts.
Assassins
Wait,
of the
what?
Caribbean. Yo ho, yo ho.
I would say Watch
Assassin's
Dogs,
Creed
but
for me.
that got owned.
They got owned. Well, what's going to happen to people that pre-ordered the PS4 with Watch Dogs?
Sony came out and said that they will ship you your PS4 without Watch Dogs and send you the money difference back.
Will it delete your character in the progress?
In
the process?
I don't think there's a character to delete.
That'll be fun. And also, I mean, depending on how the schedule goes, I mean, so far, I'm not saying this too soon, but I'm digging The Wolf Among Us.
Hell yeah.
I forgot about the
was-
Wolf Among Us. Yeah.
Oof. That's
I'm
a great game.
I think this might be sacrilege, but I'm the first episode I really enjoyed and enjoyed more so than the Walking Dead first episode.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there
The
with
first
you.
episode, the first episode of The Walking Dead wasn't the one that hooked me. It was a good episode, but it was really the second one where I was like, this game is the shit. But when I didn't play The Wolf Among Us yet, but I watched Christian play the first. I mean, you with those games, you could watch and play. Yeah. The only difference would be the decisions you make, and luckily, we kind of think alike, so he made pretty much the same decisions I would have. But it seems pretty damn it was so good that I tried to find the collection of the comics at Comic-Con, and I couldn't find it. They were sold out already.
Yeah. I'm interested in reading the comic as well.
Yeah,
there's 111 issues, so we got
Well, goddamn, they need to have some sort of volume or collection.
Well, maybe they'll come out with a version of what it includes. I guess a starter pack like they did with the Walking Dead.
Yeah. Well, and from what I'm understanding, that it's like The Walking Dead, where it's in the same universe, the game, but it's more of it's kind of like its own separate story.
Oh,
it's
It's a prequel, I think.
To The Walking Dead?
Oh, wait,
no. I mean, the Wolf Among Us is in the same universe as the Fables comics that they're based off of, but there isn't any series of the comics that tells the same story that the Wolf Among Us is.
Yeah. No, I think it's a prequel to before everything starts in the comics. I think.
Yeah,
that would be crazy if it was a Walking Dead crossover, though.
Where the hell were the werewolves when the zombies were coming on out?
I mean, the thing about the Wolf Among Us that really hooked me was just the fact it's really a mystery above everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fantasy, I guess, and an adult fantasy using some of these. And it was. I really want to play the next episode to see how the mystery unfolds.
Mm-hmm. The mythos is good, and the art design is really fantastic. It's like watching. Yes. It's almost as better as the Walking Dead. It's almost like watching a motion comic.
Yeah.
It fits the subject better than The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's just the aesthetics a little bit. I mean, I liked it better because The Walking Dead, it's supposed to be gloomy and kind of like a grayish green kind of tint to it. Yeah, but this one is just very vibrant and colorful, and then it looks great. It looks great.
You get to talk to a toad with a Cockney accent.
Yeah.
It's awesome. What the fucking hell you doing?
I thought I was playing The Witcher for a second.
Toad was a dick.
Oh, The Witcher. When is that coming out?
Witcher 3 next year.
Next year. Whoa. That's who's played The Witcher here? Just Splinter?
Hell yeah.
You crazy bastards.
The Witcher 2.
Splinter 2. Woo. Woo.
Damn good game. Lots
you guys are having a moment here?
Yeah, we're getting moist.
Ooh. Hyperventilating.
I've got the vapors.
It's the owl moment that we talked about.
It's The Witcher. I love The Witcher 2, and Splinter and I have had many a conversation where it just basically devolved into us saying "Oi, Witcher!" back and forth to each other. And the what is it, the Wild Hunt for the third game?
Yes.
It's looking pretty damn good.
It is. It's looking. Did you see the trailer where that girl's getting beat up by the tree? I mean, not by a tree.
No, it's Evil
There's
Dead.
one angry tree.
Evil Dead.
More interested in the game when you said that.
Again, I don't know if you guys checked out the trailer, but
yes.
I mean, I know it's
the CGI trailer.
It's CG, but oh man,
It definitely sets a tone.
It sets the tone, and
Definitely does.
And I guess they're really just gonna focus on I guess ending Geralt's story. You know, because The Witcher 2, it feels like it's a day in the life of Geralt, and then towards the end, it starts to go back to, you know, kind of his past and some deep personal things between him that, you know, that have happened in his life. And
yeah,
it
wrapped things up for the most part with Geralt, but it also built up something even more epic to come near the end, like with the Nilfgaardian, I believe it's called. Just setting that up as well as them coming back. I don't know. You see that epilogue cutscene where there's like a huge army showing up.
I forgot because I remember there's that whole. There's supposed to be, I guess, a peace treaty of some sort in that ancient elven city, and then it just all goes to shit, and Geralt kind of makes that alive, I guess, maybe with the redhead. And apparently, the Nilfgaardians, they're like the southern kingdom. They're just enormous, and I think they're trying to take over again. Is that what it is?
Yeah, something to that extent. There was that, and it's just then
I know Anthony is just completely just like, the fuck is elf
I'm just
bullshit.
listening, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're still talking about GTA 5, right? But yeah, that's certainly something to look forward to next year as well. I definitely buy a new console for that, but it's not coming out this year, so I'm gonna hold off till that comes out.
Yeah. I mean that it's, if you don't like Dark Souls, if you find Dark Souls too difficult, try out The Witcher. There's some similarities between the two games, in my opinion. You know, The Witcher, it's difficult, but it's not on a Dark Souls kind of level.
No, it's a top game compared to Dark Souls.
Yeah, but it's similar, and it's sword and sorcery. It's not even really fantasy, because it's like Game of Thrones. Like you know, there are fantasy elements, but it's very dark, and the people are still like people. You don't feel disconnected as you would be if you were watching Lord of the Rings, where everyone seems so mythical. Yeah. It's a great game if you haven't checked it out. I tried to get into The Witcher 1.
It's pretty dated. I think they used the same engine as the Mass Effect 1 did. So
it's very RPG.
Yeah,
I love RPGs, but at the point in time, I wasn't having it.
No, it's two's an improvement over the first one, from what I've kind of gathered. I never actually played it, but it's definitely an improvement over the first one, and 3 looks to be the same way, and even expanding it even more. I think it's going to be a bit more open world, a little bit. You know, they're saying that it's the map is going to be as big or maybe bigger than Skyrim's map or something like that.
Yeah, they're going to incorporate more of an open world aspect to it, because I mean the areas in The Witcher 2 are, I don't know, I guess what would be the correct way of categorizing them. They're not opened. They're not small either. They're just, I don't know.
It's a little bit between I guess open and linear. Witcher 2 it's pretty linear for the most part, but you're allowed to kind of explore as much as you can.
Like Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but much more detailed. Much more detailed. A little bit more full. Because I love Knights of the Old Republic, but there was a lot of it kind of falls prey to what Mass Effect also does, where you're just kind of walking back and forth. Like you walk, you know, you go through 3 load screens to talk to someone, and to realize you don't need to talk to that person. You just kind of walk in to check to see if they maybe have the mission. You don't really have that in The Witcher 2, and also it has that whole thing, which I guess also Knights of the Old Republic also has, where you kind of walk from one place to another and you just kind of randomly get jumped, or just some mission randomly gets put onto you, which I thought was great. Because there was never one time where I would walk through the forest and things, you know, I'd end up where I wanted to go cleanly. I'd always get jumped or attacked or maybe killed by something, or raiders or somebody.
Yeah, so, usually random encounters every now and then.
But yeah, that game's gonna be great, especially for Witcher fans. Yeah.
Yes. So now that you brought that up, I guess I'll add on to the point for GTA 5. I love how there's barely any loading screens. It's very very seamless transitions between
yeah,
a lot
definitely.
of almost everything. So that was a. I think this game overall is a technological achievement overall. I think it's
Oh yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of
and
things right.
the draw distance is amazing. You never really. I mean, we forget what it was like in GTA 3. Where sometimes you would outrun the game.
Loading, fall into fucking blue hell and end up here randomly in a train station somewhere.
Yeah.
Hell, that happened in GTA 4 sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you'll be driving down the street and the street will load under you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So overall, good thoughts, folks.
Yeah.
GTA 5.
I mean, I don't know if
worth getting in.
Yeah.
Worth getting in.
I don't know. I don't want to set the tempo here, but I'd like to just keep talking about whatever. If you guys are down, I don't know if you guys have something to do. If you guys got to go, I don't even know what time it is.
I'm trying to wrap this podcast up.
It's 11:32 p.m.
Yes, because I kind of wanted to, talk to you guys about the Wii U. If you guys maybe.
We could definitely do that. We just we can wrap up like it's the podcast portion of this, and I'll go ahead and end this recording here, and we'll just BS however.
Shooting the shit with Snake Master.
Snake Master.
It's kind of cool.
I don't think you guys ever had the pleasure of experiencing that.
Kind of cool.
I may have.
There's a little bit of that right there. A little bit of puffing. In the background.
Oh my god! You're bringing back terrible VG Confidential memories.
Yeah, it was the early days. Let's just say we're kind of glad you guys came around.
I know in your heart that's not true. So
if you only knew, CH.
No, trust me.
I was the ringleader for this.
Or else this could have been shooting the shit with Snake Master number 232.
That's a good sign. He had to kill 231 other Snake Masters in order to get there. That's a top line right there.
Wait, what number of bloody thumbs is this?
I don't know. I think
I'm gonna say 144. But this could also be just mainly I guess review / discussion / bullshit around GTA 5. We'll just call it that.
Ain't bad at all.
I mean, that reminds me of, I don't know if you guys ever seen that Flintstones episode where it's kind of a riff off Attack of the Body Snatchers, where Fred gets cloned, but the clones, all they could do is just occupy space and say yabba dabba doo over and over again. And he tries to quell this uprising of Fred Flintstone clones.
That sounds familiar.
The Bedrock gets overrun by yabba dabba doos. I don't know, just because when you mentioned this,
I'm trying to figure out what that has to do with anything.
Couldn't figure out a segue.
Just when you mentioned Snake Master number 230.
Oh god, the world will go under an apocalypse.
I was like, oh my god, my nose is bleeding.
A very lazy apocalypse.
my nose is bleeding. I have to go to another dimension and kill yet another Snake Master.
What the hell is that Bioshock Infinite DLC? They made people buy season passes for.
Yeah. I don't know where it is.
Who bought the season pass?
Yeah.
Not me.
Bioshock. I love Ken Levine and the guys at Irrational, but I'm gonna wait until it actually comes out before putting up money. I don't try to buy season passes for anything.
I'm saying usually, you get something out of the season pass. This is the first time a game's taken like 8 months just to release even information about a DLC that they made you pay $20 for 4 of them.
Well, I guess they're trying to work on it as much as possible, and not just like half-ass it, like oh, here's Bioshock, Colonial Marines. Like, no, please, for the love of God.
Didn't they release like a horde mode for Bioshock Infinite?
It's like a fighting mode, and you're trying to beat off waves of enemies and just destroy them.
Hey, keep it. Don't say it.
Ah, damn it! I realized. Son of a bitch! You have a revolver, and I just gave you ammo.
Pretty much.
But, I mean, they keep talking about the what's it? Bureau at Sea, isn't it coming out soon? Or it's not.
It's 2 episodes, and apparently they're just starting to talk about information about the next one. Like Ken Levine just talked about the Twitter on Twitter about who's composing the music for the next episode. Like that's the most they've talked about it since the trailer.
That's pretty good.
Because Game Informer had a little bit of a story there. I think they had. I think they went and they saw some of it, or they had pictures or something.
I have not seen that.
Yeah. I mean,
well, yes, we'll continue on this chat here. We'll go ahead and conclude this podcast officially. So, glad we got this. Glad we got to do this here, fellas. Big Red, Deep Voice, aka Dominican, aka Christian, aka Everyday Gamer, CH Gorog, myself, Splitborn47. I want to thank you all for listening to this kind of GTA discussion / review / bullshit edition. So we'll go ahead and we'll say our goodbyes. And any final words, fellas? Before I end this recording, we'll still be talking afterwards. I just gotta end this recording.
GTA 5 is the shit. That's my final word.
All right.
They don't think it be like it is, but it do.
Fuck Valve and everyone who works there.
Goddamn.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, GTA 5's good. I love it, and I think it's a very, very well-made piece of art, and you should go invest in it. It's a very, very good game, and I actually love the people at Valve. Please don't get me wrong. And it's a good game. Go get it.
Like I usually always end these podcasts. I'll go the Jerry Springer route. Be kind to others, and life will be good.
Jesus, your therapist has a lot to answer for.
Let's get ready.